Okay. Vasu's going to be joining us a little bit late. And Flick is finishing up work. And also, it's Flick's birthday. But don't say anything, because he's not here yet. Let's save all that shit for when he gets here, so we don't say it twice. Gotta be efficient about this happy birthday shit.
I told him.
I'm gonna say it now and just somebody tell him that I said it later.
I guess that works.
Fair.
Inspiration 2, Vasu, Moat, and Nordo.
Really? I already have it.
I do as well.
Does not.
No weapon, I have it.
Well, I give mine to King because I didn't get to last week.
Fair enough. Duly noted.
I don't think I have.
You can have mine.
Let me check though, in case that's a lie.
Because I think we had this exact thing happen last week, and I gave you mine last week.
Yeah. In
King
case
did.
I actually make myself a liar.
You've used it.
Yeah, I used it. Thank you. I'll mark it as having now. Excellent.
I keep hearing phantom doorbells. Like there's, people in my house, but there aren't actually.
But are there? Have you checked the murder basement?
Oh, I haven't checked the murder basement in a while. But I don't think they would ring the doorbell from the murder basement.
But
That's how
they
they
want.
Should have.
I bet they rigged something up from the murder basement to get you to check the door so they can sneak out of the basement and stab you
That is the
when you're back.
It would lead you right past the basement door.
Well, true.
It's true. It's the only reasonable explanation.
Unless you just check the video camera.
That's why I always check the basement before I check the front door.
So, I'm deliberately...
Make sure you don't turn the light on. You just tell, hello, who's there, as you enter the basement.
Yeah.
I walk down backwards, obviously, with my eyes closed.
Yep. All the way up, I turn the lights off, and then I walk calmly to the top of the stairs in the dark.
Power.
You imagine.
Right? Living that sort of life.
What monster could ever kill anyone like that? They have no power over you. It's
Honestly,
like
they'd probably be afraid themselves.
that's like instead of covering your feet with a blanket in bed, you took the blanket completely off, rolled out of bed, and slid underneath it.
I think you're letting Nomad get to your head.
It's the power move, you see. There can't be a monster under the bed if I'm the monster under my bed.
So, I'm in a bit of a pickle, because I'm just now realizing that I really need Flick to be here for some stuff.
Oh, whoops.
Whoops.
He should be here soon.
And I was like, oh, we'll probably kill a little bit of time with, looting and stuff on the moon. But then Philo, my sailing ship nerd buddy, isn't here either to kill a bunch of time talking about this ship. So...
You say this like Vasu has any experience with ships.
You're right. He probably has.
We have moat.
I was gonna say, I probably something. Also, I'm looking for moon rocks, so that might kill like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Really everything, so you can tell about anything.
Yeah. I guess let's go and get started. And if we get to a point where I just need to say, okay, hard pause, then we'll do it, and we'll play
Yeah.
some. We'll play. What do people play when they're killing time on the internet?
Dice.
Dice.
Oh, never mind.
We'll play some dice. We'll play some liar's dice. But yeah, when we left off, you guys had gone to the fucking moon. Where pull over the map. You had explored a manor that seemed to have been once possessed by somebody by the name of Timothy Piers. You kind of searched through the mansion for several of these shining star artifacts that were used to reassemble sort of a live-in assistant / entrapped fey spirit, who was a little reluctant at first to cooperate with you, but eventually decided to, when you assured her that the owner of the house is probably dead, and so is her sister, who was living with him at the time. And she agreed that if you would reassemble her, she would open up the vault and give you a portal back to the Feywilds. So you did. Also in the manor, you found some mind flayers in sort of a point of stasis, along with an elder brain that had taken up residence in kind of a makeshift spawning pool that they had built in the study of this manor. And they seemed to be kind of leeching off of the garden and the water supply, but then also occasionally waking up to feed on corpses that were magically suspended in paintings all throughout this manor. And they agreed to kind of just not fuck with you on the condition that Nomad promised to come back and help them at some point, and they seem to be interested in that. And that's kind of where we left off, as you guys had just finished reassembling the base spirit. She had opened up 2 portals, one of which she said led to the vault, and one of which, the larger one, which apparently leads back to the Feywild. And once you were satisfied, she stepped through the larger portal and left the two of you, or left all of you alone with the 2 portals.
To the vault.
I wanted to speak to her a little, but that's fine.
Oh no, we can do that. She's willing to stick around.
Yeah, it is her first time out of prison after all.
I mean, not quite. I understand what you're saying. It's my first time being free of this arrangement, but
Yeah.
yes, I'd be happy to talk. What interests you?
Are you one of the nobility of the Fae? I know that you are sisters with someone very powerful.
Yes, I was the younger sister of Mitradatha, who was technically the queen of a court, but you have to understand, royalty in the Feywilds does not work like royalty in where you come from, or at least not my understanding
Good.
of it.
I have no idea how royalty works where I come from. I assume you kill the king, eat his brain, and become the new one.
In many cases, that is closer to the truth than you realize.
That's basically how it worked in my tribe.
See? It is universal.
Called democracy.
Strong title right off the bat.
It's called
Right.
democracy.
Granted, we aren't, well, we aren't much for gruesome displays of brute force. It's often done through trickery or conniving. But all it takes to become a queen is to have people who call you a queen. And that's
Things must have changed since you were confined. We have pixies being executed as games.
Oh, that's, well, pixies don't really count now, do they? Are we,
They do have brains.
do you
They
not
do
eat?
feel.
Do you not eat shrimp and fish where you come from?
I specifically don't. They are not smart enough.
If they were, they would set your buildings on fire and steal your firstborn children. Anyway, this is all aside from the point.
Pixies are awful in this world.
Oh, they are They are truly terrible creatures.
Can I make an insight check? Is she actually this like blasé about pixies being executed?
Sure.
I'll make it 2.
Sure.
Where's this act?
The lowest I can roll is a
Minimum
19.
19, yeah, okay. You both get the sense that she's genuine. It seems to have been kind of an attitude that you found in a lot of the Fey creatures. They seem much less startled by it than all of you. And it's hard to tell whether that is a general disregard for life, like entirely, or if it's just because pixies are terrible little gremlins. It's a little hard to say, but she doesn't seem to be acting. She seems sincere. You wish to speak to me, though. But,
Oh, yes, we are speaking now.
we are. Is there anything I can perhaps answer questions for you, or tell you about
So I find
things?
you fascinating, and I need to learn how to socialize more, so I figured why not now? Unless you have other places to be, of course. I do enjoy talking.
I don't. And I suppose you have set me free of all of this. Ace, what's up?
So you speak to me out of obligation.
Yeah, I don't remember if this was something we learned in character or just meta talked about,
Sure.
but when you leave the Fey Wilds, you have the favor of a Fey Lord. It's a good idea. Didn't someone tell us that, or is it something that we talked about meta?
Yeah, no, I was getting to that.
Okay, that's why I thought you were going, but then you started trailing off, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's not.
That's just nomad.
In character, King has mentioned that he has been warned that if you leave the Feywilds without some sort of powerful Fey kind of facilitating that, there's a decent chance that you could suffer weird effects, especially related to time and also possibly memory.
Yeah, we've also seen it like visually
Yes,
back
we
in the trees thing.
I guess we did leave it. I mean, maybe the tree is powerful enough that we didn't take the effects.
Well,
It's possible. It's like concerning, right? So the thing is, maybe coming back ain't so bad.
I mean, we are back, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're technically on the material plane now.
This is technically a material plane. Shoot, how can we tell what year it is from here? Is there like a phase of the sun on the moon? I don't think we
Do you
can.
have
on the
wait?
moon.
Don't we have an astronomer who can just look at the stars? Oh wait, we're not on Earth. So we can't tell from the position.
So,
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Can I tell if I'm standing on a harvest moon?
oh my god. Okay.
Nordo can't. So that's the wrong person to ask.
So the only thing that makes a harvest moon is that it is a full moon, and that it is at the autumnal equinox. And there's no way that you would know the autumnal equinox from here, but you'd be able to tell if it was a full moon just based on where the Earth and the Sun are in position to you. So somebody could give me a nature or a survival check, and since Flick isn't here, I'll roll him one with advantage, because sailor. Oh, that's real good. Cool. Where's he? Let's go with this. Okay.
It's 2:00.
Ace,
Tuesday.
Ace, you are able to determine pretty plainly by just carefully trying to figure out what the sun is without looking directly at it. In relation to the Earth, it is nearly in the same side of the sky as the Earth, which means it is shining directly at the moon and then bouncing directly back to the Earth, which means it is just past a full moon, which means it is potentially still close to when you went in. Maybe a few days off. Maybe the same. Hard to tell exactly.
Or a year. Same day.
Flick is able to figure out the same thing. It is definitely a full moon. However, with a natural 20, he is also able to kind of look at some of the stars and determine that they look the same to him. Granted, if it was a 5-year difference or even like a 100-year difference, then I guess they wouldn't have moved very much. So that is not super useful information. But
Also, he's not proficient in it, so it's actually a 24.
Ooh, even better. Still the same results. I suppose that the stars wouldn't have moved unless it had been thousands and thousands of years, but so Flick sounds
right.
really
That's
useful.
information.
It's
It could have
information.
been decades.
Yeah, that's what you get by just kind of like trying to guesstimate it by looking around you. Sorry, that was jumping back into Nomad though.
Oh, that's well. I was just trying to waffle for time until we got our players back. Oh, what's this tiny cat thing?
That
Is it her?
no, that's Big Smoke Tuxedo. Cat.
Tuxedo.
Oh, it is. Yeah, Tuxedo has a token now.
It is. Also, his paw has stopped shining at this point. There was a very, very clear and dramatic kind of sparkling energy that was coming off of that paw for the first minute or two that you got up here. And he kind of rolled around in it and played with it and looked confused by it and was like chasing his own tail for a little while. And that seems to have stopped. And he's kind of just sticking close to everybody, especially Toto, because he's leashed to him, if I understand correctly.
He had any like outward symptoms to start with, but does he look like, I don't know, cured?
Unpoisoned.
First glance, he looks healthy. He's behaving healthy. I guess give me a medicine check or an animal handling check. You take a closer look at the paw, and you can see there was only a small kind of piercing dot to indicate that he had suffered any sort of damage at all in the first place. But as you look it over, the skin looks smoothed over. It looks regrown. It looks healed. You did apply magical healing to it, which would do the same sort of thing. So it's a little bit hard to tell. You don't see any signs of injury or anything like that.
You'll be alright, little fella.
Yeah.
She's happy to kind of talk with you a little bit about formalities and dealing with people, and a lot of what she tells you, rather than being like actual practical advice and useful things for talking to people, is one, how to put on airs to make yourself look fancier than you really are, and two,
That's fancy.
how to determine if you're being fucked with and if somebody's trying to stab you in the back.
Yeah, that doorbell wasn't phantom.
That was a real doorbell, so I'm gonna go get my food. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Quick, everybody level up while he's gone.
We did.
Let's go murder Hobo while he's gone, guys.
I
Aren't
can't
we
believe
already?
Can't believe we're about to leave the moon without finding out why there's an elder brain here.
I
That's
believe
not-
we moved here.
Well, it sounds like we need to kill some time, so let's go follow where that one vine goes.
That seems like an excellent idea.
Huzzah!
It seems
So
to go
funny.
back to the Elder Brain.
No,
Or
there's
a
one that-
different Elder Brain.
There's the one that goes past and down that hill.
Yeah, and
Kind
it
of.
leads to 50,000 gold pieces that is not cursed. And
Leads to
also that card in the deck of many things that lets you level up multiple times.
Yeah. Star.
And there's
whatever.
enough for each of us.
That would be great.
So glad Feck was away so we could decide what was back there.
And displacer beast mounts for everyone. Except for Norda, you get a displacer like land turtle, sea turtle
That's
thing.
Displacer
good, right?
buffalo.
Displacer buffalo.
A displacer T-Rex.
Also, your
Stand by
also your
furiously.
sister's back there too.
Displacer Tarrasque.
That would be too much.
Oh my.
And
A
weapons
Tarrasque
to kill.
with displacers?
Only the best for my boy Nordo.
I am the displacer Trask.
It's true, you're a Tarrasque and also a monk. That's displacery enough.
Think so.
Oh my god, I'm back. And I have Kuma's.
Thanks for all the free stuff.
Life is good. I heard you guys found so much cool shit while I was away. I'm so proud of you. Okay. I guess let me open up this vault and show you what the fuck's inside. You guys already got some money. And I sent that on Telegram over the week. And if you've forgotten how much I sent, then you get nothing.
10,000.
Or I can go look at it
Platinum.
real quick.
It was
I'll go ahead.
10,000 platinum.
I shall add it to the party loot.
862 platinum pieces, contained in a small chest. It's a nice chest. The chest itself is probably worth a couple gold.
Yeah, only a couple. Seems extra enough that it's worth more than what's inside.
I mean, a couple gold is $160.
It's worth 2 couples.
2 elderly couples?
2 elderly couples.
It is worth 2 elderly couples.
Do I
which
recognize
means
any
that
of
they're antique coins, which means it's worth even more.
Do I recognize any of the strange mints on these coins that you're talking about?
Give me a history check.
Do I recognize it?
Give me a history check.
Is it humanoids or no? I'll roll with advantage and then you just decide.
Sure. I'd say yes. I feel like most of the people that make coins are humanoids. Moat, you recognize a handful. There's definitely a few pieces from Willingquet. You notice a couple that are kind of, they've got these like frilly crowns around the edges and these weird, etching. You would recognize from being from Valdalance. You might even recognize 1 or 2 of the pieces once they're pointed out to you by Vasu from, oh my god, I always forget
Eisenmar.
it. Eisenmar, thank you. And then that's kind of the extent of what you recognize. Ace, you recognize a lot of those, as well as a few more that are kind of niche. You recognize a handful from various Orcish tribes over in Ajbiata. But you also, with a natural 20 and a 22, recognize some that are very old, very, very old, historical. They're not in particularly great condition, but even so, they would probably be worth a little more than their core value to a collector. If you were willing to take the time and really go through all of them and studying them. You probably would find maybe 10 to 20 of these platinum coins that are from ancient civilizations. Civilizations that you've only heard about in history books. A lot of those civilizations are over to the west of Willingquet. Over on... It starts with a Z or an X, maybe. I'm so bad at names. Korax.
Zuanu? I was just guessing.
Where have you heard the name Zuanu? Oh wait, right.
I forget.
No, it's
Actually.
a god. It's a god in this campaign.
It's one of the gods.
He's
Right.
the motherfucker who has Gale's sword.
Right, of course, the one that Gale wants to kill. Perfect, good. I haven't accidentally said a thing out loud.
Alright, I'm gonna set them aside and be like, hey, Moat, could you presto these things to make them look nicer?
100% can definitely do that.
Uh,
Can I do that?
And lo, it is done. I'll with a wave of a hand. A lot of the years of just kind of grease and oil buildup is stripped free. They sparkle like new. They are effectively now in mint condition, aside from the physical damage that has slowly accumulated
Mint.
over the years. Hey, it's almost like that's where that term came from.
I know! Okay, we should set these aside and find a sucker to sell them to for more than they're worth.
But
They're
even,
worth quite a bit.
it is worth mentioning with a natural 20. Even with that, there are a lot of coins here that you don't recognize at all. And you've done a lot of extensive study of human civilizations and probably especially currency based on that 20. So yeah, you probably only recognize maybe about 30, maybe even less than that, 20 to 30% of the coins in this chest.
The rest could be from other planes.
Certainly possible. And those of you that speak weird languages would recognize that some of them are written in Sylvan, some of them are written in Primordial. There's a few that are
Celestial?
written in Abyssial. There are a few that are written in Celestial. So that is definitely...
Any deep speech?
A deep speech one.
Fuck, let me go check. I need to make sure that Deep Speech...
They have brains on them.
Deep Speech
We
is...
only trade in tongues.
I was going to say, I don't know I need to go check my notes on deep speech and aberrations and mind flayers and see if they had currency. I'm sure they did. They're an advanced civilization. But would they need currency? You know what? Let's go with yes. You do find a couple that have deep speech on them. They're actually like these weird little tube things that have etchings kind of marked in circles around the length of the cylinders. But they have, conveniently, the exact amount of platinum in them as a platinum coin.
Well, what's it matter? It's all the same stuff, ain't it?
What I'm saying is some people like to collect these, so we can probably make a profit.
Well,
More
everybody
so
likes
than
to
are-
collect them, don't
yeah.
they? They're worth a bunch of...
I mean, like
Oh,
special
so-
collectors who look for like stamps or stuff. You know how some people collect rocks, and they pay lots of money for just rocks.
I did not.
I'm
People
actively
do
in the
it.
background looking for moon rocks.
Just make sure not to cut yourself on the moon sand.
I'm not gonna cut myself. I'll be fine.
Because you are
Go help.
kind of taking some time and moving slowly, the moon dust is a real problem. But you are able
He
to
also
kind of,
wears greaves. He should be fine.
well, absolutely.
Sabotage.
It is important to understand the dust gets everywhere. There's very low gravity, and if it gets through the seams, it's going to be unpleasant.
Sure.
However, you're taking your time. You're not in combat. You're able to kind of move carefully and do your best.
I'm not moving carefully. Are you kidding me? I'm on the goddamn moon.
Okay.
Boats making snow angels.
Oh God, fuck me. Imagine just
Just
like
getting everywhere.
stripping naked and doing snow angels in fiberglass. Oh God. I
For some reason, my brain just like envisioned like a TikTok video of
Oh,
someone
the
taking
snow
a big
turned red.
glass and just throwing it on the ground and then doing snow angels in it.
Finding rocks is easy. That's not the hard part. There's moon rocks here. They're everywhere. You can pick up a moon rock. I suppose the hard part would be doing it without getting yourself covered in this terrible, awful moon dust that would kill you over time. I guess just give me like a dexterity survival check. I don't know, something like that.
Friend Moat, would you like a pickaxe to help with that?
Do you have a pickaxe?
I have several.
I would love a pickaxe.
They're kobold size though, if you don't mind them.
That's fine.
He just tosses one across and drifts around in space and then reaches Moat slow motion.
Would you say a dex check?
Yep.
Not bad.
It's really not. I was expecting way worse.
That's really good. You are very careful. You try to find the one that is closest to the path, so you have to spend the least amount of kind of trudging through things to get to it. And you can't get too far anyway because you got to stay within Gale's aura. But you also use the pickaxe as a little bit of just extra reach, so that you don't have to go all the way out there. And you're able to get yourself a good collection of moon rocks. Yeah, mark down that you've got anywhere up to like, I don't know, 30 or 40 pounds of moon rocks.
Oh, excellent.
All right.
Can I have some?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll start passing them out to whoever wants them.
Excellent.
I'm gonna
So
keep
I'll
on
take
looking through this vault.
Yeah, I'm continuing to speak with Mitra Lunala. What's her name?
Uh-huh.
Could you type it down? I remember names easier when I see it typed.
I think you got
I feel that.
Me too. Yes, that's correct.
Mitra Lunala. Oh, okay, I got it right. So yeah, I talked to her about Fey weirdness, just the courts, how to act, how to put on airs. That's interesting. I'm learning how to lie.
Absolutely. This is all probably going to be useful if you have to deal with Fey royalty at any point, which, who knows, you very well may.
This is excellent because she did mention the Winter Queen lady and how we shouldn't tell her about Mitra Lunala.
Yeah, and actually when you bring her up again, she's very quick to tell you like a bunch of very specific things about her.
Real quick, I'm going to BRB, but I can hear everything.
Sure.
I just kind of want to know who she finds threatening and what to act around them and who not to mention her around if she would rather be secret. And yeah, okay, Burby?
Sure.
Could you go on?
She explains that the Queen of Spring is the one who was officially the one who kind of exiled her because she failed to move from the court of winter into the court of spring at the appropriate time, kind of following the eternal dance that the Feywilds are in, going from season to season, almost like just changing fashions. And she suspects that there was more to it than that. There was a bit of a love affair involved, and also a fire. Somebody's dog went missing. And like most good Fey mysteries, nobody really knows exactly what happened. But for one reason or another, she earned the ire of the Queen of Spring, and was exiled. And she kind of tells you, if you're going to mention me at all, don't mention me around her. She does actually mention that the Queen of the Court of Winter might... Once somebody is exiled, you're not supposed to like them at all, but if anybody was still going to be on her side, it might be the Queen of Winter, just because the reason she was exiled was for sticking around in her court for too long. Still, though, she says she probably wouldn't risk it. But she does have a lot of good information about the Queen of Winter. She's very frigid and cold. She'll get annoyed easily if you talk too much to her. She prefers to keep her conversations brief. She enjoys arts and music and beauty. She values acts over words. She's quiet, but if you make good, if you show her actions of good faith, she will be nice to you and help you with whatever you want. Especially if you work through her underlings instead of pestering her directly. And then Ace, let's go take a look at that vault. So the main three things that you find inside the vault, aside from the chest full of platinum, are a brush, which you guys have already kind of identified through the paintings. A silvery monocle. And a glass bottle that contains a little model wooden sailing ship. And I assume that at some point either Gale or Nomad will take some time to identify. And here's what you got. And I'm going to take this opportunity to stuff this burger in my face whole.
Holy shit.
I like the
That
monocle.
monocle's amazing.
I could be so fancy with it. True sight.
My god, that's amazing.
Can I have this one, guys?
Does seem right up your alley.
I mean, it won't see my full range, but you know.
Yeah, but I mean, the true sight is dope. But the whole, like, discerning the truth of a story is literally your job as Ace.
It is. Please write down your account so I can study to see whether it's truthful, please.
That
Actually,
even says like a narrated
would-
account. It doesn't
that
have to write
would-
it down.
True.
So you can just listen to someone tell a story and use your ability on it.
I love this. I'm going to take the time that Feck is stuffing his face to get myself an alcoholic beverage.
Great
God,
idea.
that sounds so delightful.
You know, I do not think I have ever been drunk in my entire existence.
Gale's got some pretty good box wine. You want to give it a try?
If Gale doesn't mind, I could try partaking. Are there things I should be warned about?
Nope, just drink it as fast as you can and as much as you can.
I grabbed one of the arteries and I hand it over to Nomad.
We're sipping on it while talking to Mitchell and I. Whoa, that hits. It burns slightly. Interesting feeling.
Yeah,
Is this normal?
as soon as you start to lift it, she like grabs you by the wrist. She's like, "Oh nope!" Then she like pulls your pinky out, And then she moves she moves your hand down to the stem, like, oh, never, ever grab it by the glass.
And
Always hold it by the stem.
Teaching him etiquette while he drinks out of the artery of a heart.
Yeah, accurate.
Holding it like a hookah. What do you call pipe? Oh, it's very likely that the one who could use the Watcher's brush the best would be Nordo, because you're actually proficient in painting his tools and stuff.
It's
right?
true. That is accurate.
Yeah.
Technically, my proficiency is in like colored pencils, but I would assume that would kind of
fair.
apply.
It's close enough, yeah.
It is just like an art.
I should probably
Art
read that thing
supply.
again.
Yeah, this is very fascinating. Like, it's most useful for Nomad, but the one who could use it the most, I think, is, fucking Nordo.
I mean, it would kind of be. It seems like it just belongs right in the party loot, and Nordo will probably be the
Right.
one to do the paintings when they come up.
Yeah, like the question, this can only paint. Oh, dead body or non-magical object can fit. Okay, so we can use it to like stick treasure in 10-foot cubes in a painting.
In theory,
So
yeah.
this can potentially be like several dozen bags of holding. But there's no weight limit?
It does
What's
cost
really
25 gold pieces to do it, though.
Yeah, that seems to be
Yeah,
the
25.
limiting factor.
That's hardly a limit.
We could easily kill like a dragon and put its body in it, and then like have a whole thing that just take it to like some type of artificer and sell all the parts. Make a
Might
bank.
have to be a small dragon, 10-foot cube.
Yeah,
you know?
the 10-foot cube.
We
does
can cut it into
apply-
pieces.
There you go. You got
We
it. figured out.
could. Yeah, we could do that. A young dragon or an adult dragon, but cut into pieces.
Or if one of us dies, we
We
can
could
put ourselves in a painting and extend the time we could resurrect them.
Ooh.
On the
I hope no one
subject
dies.
of uses of this here paintbrush, there's that corpse around back, that mind flare. Friend Nomad, I know you can do your creepy business and talk to the dead. Do you have any interest in
It's
talking
true.
to that fella, see if you can figure out what they were doing here?
That's
I suppose
true.
you
I
just
could
ask
do
the
that.
Elder Brain too, but
Yeah, I could ask the Elder Brain. I could ask how they got here. I do not know if this bothers him or not. I know he can read my mind now. He'd answer if it wasn't a bother for him. It's very strange being in direct communication with an Elder Brain after so long, but also with Fey nobility at the same time. What a strange life we live.
Is now a good time to interrupt, the Elder Brain says. Okay, good.
Yeah.
To put it frankly, we have made an agreement to stand on neutral terms with you, because you've agreed to potentially help us in the future. With that said, the fact that you don't know how we got here is alarming. The fact that you're traveling with the people you're traveling with is alarming. I am under the impression that you, much like us, may be a lost sheep, and until we learn the nature of your isolation, we want to be careful.
Might I
about
compliment
divulging
your use of
information.
metaphors? Like, no, just might I compliment your use of metaphors? It took me months to start using some.
The experience of a conglomerate makes it a little easier. The fact that you've developed as well as you have on your own is also impressive and, to some degree, alarming.
It is all right being surrounded by people who have many speech patterns and mannerisms and tics. Tics, the verbal tics, not the parasites. Though we had those on our ship. They flew and birthed.
By the way, we had ticks. Let's see. Several people would hear this, and I'm trying to remember who it was.
that was me and Flick at least.
Yes, Nordo and Flick
Yeah.
do also hear this.
So yeah, he brings it up. If you have time to tell me, how you got here, that would be a fascinating read. I
Oh.
could tell you about how I ended up as well. It would be an even trade.
I'm afraid that it
Information
might
for
not
information?
be an even trade. Whatever you know as an individual pales in comparison to the accumulated knowledge that I contain, and I'm concerned that divulging what I know for what you may know may endanger those that I'm connected to. Suffice to say that if you don't know who we are, we may be in danger by exposing ourselves to you.
That is fair.
Can I do an insight check on, like, because the vibe I'm getting right now is this guy is, like, preparing to fuck us. Is that the vibe Nordo is getting?
On the run, I think they're on the run.
You can give me an insight check.
Can I use one as well? Maybe the
Sure.
second.
Yeah, go for it.
While they're staring off into space, I just put the monocle on and clip it to my best. I'm not attuned to it. I'm just looking
Just wearing-
all fancy.
Yeah. It's
I'm still wearing the skull, by the way.
excellent. Perfect. It is very fancy. It's very, very nice.
Haha. Quite. Yes. I start speaking with I change my voice to a very posh voice.
Yeah. So, you know, when you're in that awkward situation where one guy is hitting up someone else and it's really, really clear that, like, it's not going anywhere, but he's still trying and, like, he wants to be friends and it's not going to happen, and you're all watching from the side kind of, like, a little embarrassed for him. And it's very clear to you, Nordo, that what's going on here is these guys view Nomad as possibly crazy, potentially dangerous. They don't know why he's not connected to a hive. They don't know why he's traveling with a bunch of meat. They are under the impression that he might be sick, or he has become isolated from the hive and needs to be put down. If you guys were to aggress, they would have absolutely no problem putting all of you down. But they are not doing it, whether it's because they're low on energy, they all seem to be in stasis, or maybe they have hope that Nomad will really actually come through for them and help them. With a 14, it's hard to determine exactly why they're not going hostile. There are a number of possibilities. But for one reason or another, they are putting up with what they would consider a lost and possibly deranged member of their species.
Okay.
So it's like some homeless guy just like walked into their town and they're like, "Hey guys, I'm new here," and we're just like,
A
"Oh,
homeless guy who is also a leper.
Yeah, more the leprosy than anything else.
Yeah.
They're concerned that when a mind flayer splits off from its own, typically what happens is they go crazy and they die. They go rabid. That's one of the reasons that they really dislike. What are they called? Neolithids? I believe they're called neolithids.
Yeah, Neolithids.
Is because once they become separated from a hive mind, they tend to become very violent and rabid and animal-like. And the fact that he is apparently traveling on his own, unconnected to a hive mind, and still high-functioning is concerning to them. It's intriguing, but it's also very frightening.
This is very casual conversation. It's like, okay, I accept that you know much more than I do, and that your safety is paramount. I will not probe any further.
Yeah. Norda, with a passive 18, you also get the sense that they expect him to know why they're here. He's mentioned that a couple times, and that stands out to you.
Yeah.
They seem surprised that he doesn't know why they're here on the moon.
Do they seem, for lack of a better way of putting it, and I don't know if my insight is good enough for this anyway, do they seem like onto the fact that he clearly actually knows more than this elder brain does? Like, do they seem onto the fact that he's special in that way?
That one is a little beyond your check.
Okay.
Do you want to read a little more? I'm an open book, says Nomad.
The gesture is most welcome, but I can assure you I've seen everything.
Do not worry, I have no dirty thoughts.
On
Wink.
The
It's telepathically.
contrary. I am astonished. We've not seen anything quite like what is inside of you, and that you manage to walk, to talk, and to contain all of these vile, implanted thoughts. It is concerning to us.
In fairness, I do glide. As is custom.
God damn it.
Though walking is as simple as 1 foot in front of the other. And talking is thanks to this collar. Collar? Choker?
We
Choker.
too are impressed by your use of metaphor.
Oh, the collar isn't a metaphor.
The 1 foot. Never mind.
Oh, that wasn't a metaphor. That is actually how you walk. Oh, I am sorry. You do not have legs.
Christ.
That was insensitive of me. I have this problem with insensitivity.
The fact that you view it as a problem is what concerns us.
I am sorry for your concerns. Might you submit what would you call those things? A customer review? For my conduct.
Oh yeah, tremendously.
Right? Like, if you're just a wealth of knowledge, you're basically a savant.
There's things in here that are very strange, and I can also pull up any information and roll a 3 and still not know. Back to Mitra Lunala.
Real quick,
Imagine.
what was Gale about to say?
What else?
I was gonna say that we need to fucking leave, my dudes.
Yeah.
Where we go.
Meta, I think we should
got
stay
the
here.
shit that we need. Like, who cares about these bugs? We're either killing them or we're not. Like,
Wait, I want to
Go.
follow the thing.
fuck no.
We have like 20
no
minutes,
time.
baby.
Gale, I think we
Yeah.
need to get out of here while we can before it's too late.
Wah.
We could have
Then
5
one last.
seconds here.
That,
Yeah.
for the record, is not a metaphor. It's literally going to be too late pretty soon. These portals are going to close up.
Not
I
Mitra
thought she said we had hours with this one.
Theoretically.
I'd personally feel a little more comfortable going through the portal. We know where it goes. Not that I don't trust you,
Yeah.
Miss.
I'm gonna go through
Naturally,
hers because I trust her.
Well, good
That
luck.
this was an issue I wanted to bring up. There are discrepancies between time and space when entering and exiting the Fey realm, I heard, and I was hoping there was a way to learn if this happened and to prevent it. Maybe a countermeasure. You are powerful, and your specialty is traveling between the realms. Could you perhaps make it so this discrepancy did not, to use a metaphor, fuck us over?
I have the power to send you to the theater, and from the theater back to here, without any interference of time or memory. Anything beyond that is outside what I'm capable of doing.
Is there a known way for this outside of the what do you call it? Interference? The aid of one of the kings or queens?
I've heard tales, but frankly, we don't put much study into them because we generally don't need them. Gaining the temporary favor of a powerful archfey, it's not something that we typically trouble ourselves with doing, but anyone important enough to be here should be important enough to get back, shouldn't they? You all seem like you're an important lot.
A little bit.
If nothing else, the king that you've sought This is more information that was private, and I can only tell you under the knowledge that the two of them are probably dead. The reason that that ship was made, the reason that he spent hundreds of years developing it, is so that he didn't have to go through the Feywilds to get where he wanted to be.
That's fair.
I don't know what your remaining business is in the wilds, if you truly need to return, or if it is simply out of a habit or courtesy. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. Earning the ire of a powerful archfey could be problematic. But if you simply wanted to go straight back to where you're from, then she kind of motions to Flick holding the bottle, and then up to the sky and to the planet.
Yeah, we need to at least get back to the tree where all seasons meet. That's where our belongings are, and Sundowner is, and we need to get him out of there as soon as we get back.
Yeah, but we have you to thank for that stability. It was pleasant meeting you, and I am happy that we released you.
She gives a very polite smile and a little bit of a curtsy and says, "You've learned well." I can
Nomad
say the
also curtsies airs, right?
She kind of takes a moment to correct you and shows you how to do a proper bow.
Oh, a bow.
I suppose this may have actually been a misread on my part, and I don't mean to be presumptuous. If you wish to curtsy, then by all means, curtsy. You dress like one who bows, so I don't know very much about your type. This is an awkward conversation that we should perhaps save for later. Do whatever you like. Curtsy, bow.
Oh,
it makes no difference to
anytime.
me.
Are you open to sendings? Do you want to have conversation every now and then?
On the one hand, yes, but please not from outside of the Feywilds. When you send from the Feywilds into the... or from outside of the Feywilds into the Feywilds, or vice versa, there is always the risk of a drone, and I've had one of those for a good 40 or 50 years, and frankly, I nearly went on a quest to end it prematurely, but it was from a dear friend, and I didn't see fit to kill them.
That is fair.
But
Perhaps there can be a magic item that forgoes this drone.
something that dilates it, perhaps, so that you don't receive it until it's all come through.
Yes, something like that. Anyway, it's been pleasant. We have to go now, or we might die.
Very well. With any luck, I should see you on the other side. And she steps through her large portal. You do see that the original rift is still open out there.
Contact whenever. He holds out a hand into the call me gesture. But pretend that the hand is like a sending stone instead of a phone.
Yeah, conveniently, the international sign for sending stone is the exact same as telephone.
Excellent. When we invent it, it'll be even better. Or maybe there's copyright issues. Shall we all go now? Is everyone prepared?
Yeah, I want to go through her portal though. It seems more fun.
Ace goes through her portal.
I didn't just yet. I was just stating that I wanted to.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm giving people a chance to like stop me if they think it. If they really think they can stop me.
What? No, I will go with you. She's a new friend.
Okay, and then wait. Are we ready to go now? Or are we gonna?
Well, I'm just checking if everyone's ready.
I'm heading to the other portal.
Yeah, I'm going
Alright,
to sail to the other portal.
Yep.
I'm the
I
only
like-
one with the safety thing, so whoever's
Right.
coming with me better come
Yeah.
now.
As a gale
Without
leaves my
you.
radius, I jump into the portal.
I don't trust Toll or this woman, but I know what went through that other one.
At least we know where this one goes.
Exactly.
King kind of looks back and forth, a little uncertain. And
The adventurous king.
he does eventually decide to go with Ace and Flick and Nomad through her portal.
Woo!
It's she seemed a lot more, with it
Well-
than that Toll creature.
Did he say anything witty as he enters the portal?
Not really.
Catchphrase.
No
Have it your
catchphrase.
way.
She no catchphrase. Nothing like that. Regardless of which portal you step through, one after the other, over the course of a minute or two, with a few minor discrepancies in the teleportation, you do eventually find yourselves back.
Who gets there first, though?
Probably Ace. You seemed ready to go, and you were.
Okay. I was just curious if like the portals had like a time loopy thing.
You eventually find yourself back in this theater. Mitrilina is there briefly, but almost immediately after she steps in, she smiles, she nods, and then she kind of poofs and turns into this very beautiful kind of silvery swan and begins to fly off through one of the holes in the roof.
I shoot her with an arrow. I love swans. No, I'm kidding. Do I see someone else in this room?
Yes, you do. Your eyes do not deceive you. When you step back through, the portal in the tree trunk remains open for a few moments, and Toll looks and is like, "Oh, you've returned. I admit I was beginning to lose hope. I wasn't sure what to expect. Did you bring me anything to remember you, or remember my friend by?"
Yeah, we brought
Nordo-
a statue.
Instead, Nordo tumbles through the portal last with a giant statue of Timothy Pierce.
Him.
Yeah, when you kind of produce this statue, oh yeah, that's right, you were actually just carrying it. Perfect.
Yep.
So as this statue kind of tumbles down, the eye kind of like shifts down the branch and looks towards you, and then down at the statue. And you see it kind of begins to waver a little bit, and it kind of curls up a bit, and you can see it starting to glisten. It's like, oh. I thank all of you. It has been some time. You have upheld your end of the deal graciously. I hope you found what you were looking for as well.
Sorry, let me get that. It's very distracting. He picks up the stone that's just going to keep the portal open. Keep the portal open.
How
He
sad
disables
is
it.
he really?
It seems like it's being sincere. And also, to address the elephant in the room, those of you with high passive perception, he's in a bad spot for this. Let me move him over here. You do notice, although he is kind of reclined quietly against the wall, legs crossed in front of him, just watching from a shadowy part of the room, not necessarily intentionally trying to remain hidden, but clearly not in a well-lit area, just kind of watching all of this like he's been waiting for something. There is what appears to be a tiefling man that has his arms crossed and is just kind of watching with curiosity as all of you tumble out of this tree and have this conversation. He's not trying to hide, so those of you who have decent passive perception spot him right away, but he doesn't jump into the conversation immediately. He seems to be patiently waiting for whatever this is to be all over.
Who's your new friend, Toll?
Oh, he arrived not long after all of you did. He said he wanted to speak with one of you. I told him that you were busy on an errand for me, and he agreed to wait. And he kind of looks over in that direction. And he kind of does a little bit of a bow. He steps forward into the light and walks around the edge of this crater. Forgive me. I hope I'm not intruding on anything here. It looks like this is some sort of serious business. I heard you were on the moon, of all places. My manners. I'm Mr. Fisher. I don't believe any of you have heard of me, but I have heard of you, and he looks towards Flick.
Oh, Flick himself.
Yep.
So, right when I get out of the portal, I'm gonna do my ping, which I think at this minute, that point it has probably been a minute.
Sure. You start kind of getting your ping ready.
I was like right as I got out of the portal.
Yep. A minute or so. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I get just immediate gut feeling read on this guy? Does he have malicious intent towards Flick?
Sure, just like body language and whatnot. I guess give me an insight check.
And can I look around? Is he here alone? I know Ace is doing his ping, but
Sure, give me a perception check.
Yeah, and I was also good at Insight, Mr. Fisher too. I was just gonna wait for my ping to go off first.
Sure.
Hello, Mr. Fisher. I am God. Are you the Pale Knight?
The Pale Knight? No, I certainly hope not.
Oh, good. You've heard of the Pale Knight.
Oh, well. I hope I'm not
I
betraying...
didn't want to assume because of the horns that you immediately knew.
I'll write it off as a misunderstanding rather than a slight. It appears to me that you are a bit of an outsider yourself. I'm sure you understand the dangers of racism. But no, not all tieflings know the Pale Knight. Or are the Pale Knight. And he smiles, and you can see that there's the two kind of sharp canine teeth in this well-kempt face. Ace Insight, he seems like somebody who's here on business. He seems like he's being pleasant. He's intentionally kind of keeping up a pleasant face. He's letting that, frankly, very racist comment kind of just roll off of him to maintain an air of pleasantry.
One other thing, does he seem impressed by my monocle?
He doesn't seem to like linger on it, but he seems very well dressed. He has this very kind of snazzy tunic with an overcoat. It looks like he dresses very well. He probably is somebody who would appreciate fine clothing and that sort of thing. He looks like that.
All right, I'm going to take it as he looked at me, gave me a little approving nod, and then he moved on.
Sure. Okay, let me run through all these in chronological order real quick. Ace, business. Nordo, kind of the same impression. You get the feeling that he's here on business. He is here with a purpose, and he's kind of willing to let whatever happens happen in order to cut to whatever this chase eventually is going to be. Moat, you take a look around, and you don't spot anything else, but there are a couple times when out of the corner of your eye, you swear you see, like, some sort of a shadow or a movement or something. Just a little suspicious up in the not the rafters, but up in the balcony seating. But, like, you don't really make anything out. You wouldn't... It's pretty dark up there. You don't see anything, but you wouldn't be surprised if there's something lurking that you just can't see.
Okay.
Ace, after a minute or so of this initial conversation, a ping goes off. You don't detect any additional humanoids or aberrations, including Mr. Fisher. He does not appear to ping as a humanoid. Let's see, running through these hands real quick. Ace, what's up?
That was it.
Okay,
Does he have any like mercenaries symbology that might trigger my background feature?
Yes, Nordo, everything seemed like he was just kind of here on business. He's being very pleasant. It's probably at least a little bit superficial, but he's just kind of doing it because he's here on a mission and doesn't want to, like, you know, piss anyone off by being a stubborn jerk or causing trouble.
Gotcha.
Moat, you don't see any sort of obvious iconography that would make him look like a mercenary. You don't recognize him from anything like that.
Cool.
Nomad.
Yeah. In response to the racism thing, he says, "Oh, forgive me, only 4 types of people want to see Moat, you see. The Pale Knight, the Deep Mother, people who want sex, and Tipiki. You are neither of those, I hope."
Am I not? And he gives a little bit of, like, a weird wry smile.
Tell me. I am
Tipiki.
asking you. Are you Tipiki?
I don't...
You have to tell us if you're Depiki. It's your catchphrase.
I don't believe I'm Tipiki. I'm afraid I don't actually know what or who Tipiki is. Who is Tipiki?
You'd know when you met him. You'll meet him one day. If you're lucky.
I hope to, I suppose.
He's a treat. He's
Anyway.
squishy in all the right places, as he says.
It is pleasant to meet you, Mr. Fisher, who is not the Pale Knight or the Deep Mother or Tipiki or someone looking for sex.
What are you here for?
I need to speak with Flick, which is difficult meta because he's not here.
Oh, you can leave a message with us. It's okay. He's a little...
Is this about Toomies?
Toomies? Is this another Tipiki sort of thing?
Oh, so you've never met Toomies?
I can't say that I have.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, what's up?
Never mind. Sorry.
All right. Okay. I was really hoping this would be about the time that Flick shows up, just magically.
Can I help fill time?
Absolutely, please.
So this guy, when he first started off, said, "I doubt any of you have heard of me. Have I heard of this man?"
Oh my God, Mr. Fisher. Would you have heard of Mr. Fisher?
Give me something to roll.
Give me a history check.
A history?
A history check.
You can't kiss. You have beak.
I can try.
And peck. Yeah.
I can give a little peck. Hee hee.
Yeah. Get it. Peck.
No, you've never heard of Mr. Fisher.
How long have you been waiting? How long have we been gone?
300 years.
Hey, Toll, how long were we gone?
Oh, I was able to keep that portal open, which means it couldn't have been any longer than 8 or 9 years. But it was probably closer to about 2 hours.
Gotcha. Hey, Mr. Fisher, do you know what time what year it is in the mortal plane?
In the material plane,
I was asking Mr. Fisher.
I think 699. It's a funny number. It has 69
It is a funny.
in it.
It's pretty nice. Do you know what? You don't happen to know the season or the month? Perhaps the date?
I'm afraid. I don't know the exact date, but it was September, maybe 14th or the 24th. It was a kind of a reddish number.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out.
Anyway, it seems that your friend might be indisposed, so perhaps I can just
Would you like to play games?
come along until he's ready to speak.
Yeah, come along with us. Why not?
What-
What can you tell us about yourself?
I do business here and there. I'm a collector of fine artifacts, and it's come to my attention that he is available for work. He is able to retrieve artifacts for the right price. And I was hoping to speak with him about a potential job. But until he's ready to speak, perhaps it's best that I simply tag along and don't interfere with things too much.
You're not interfering. Tell me about your childhood.
Well, Nomad is asking the stranger about his childhood. Toe, where would you like me to set him up at? I don't get the sense you'll be able to move him around real well once we're gone.
On the contrary. And you watch as he closes his eyes, and the eye just kind of like disappears into a seam of bark that wraps in on itself for a while. And then everything in the theater begins to kind of shake and tremor slightly, like it did before. And after about 10 or 15 seconds of this weird magical proceeding, you watch as the statue itself begins to kind of resonate and chime like a crystal glass being played. And then all at once there's a pop and the sound of metal clanging, and then one more. And you watch as each of the eyes of the statue clangs open. And there are these 2 red eyes that open right in the eyes of the statue. Says, "Oh, yes, okay, this will do quite nicely for now. I should be able to move it wherever I want, and this will be a good way to remember him. By being him. Yes, he'd want it that way."
Your cadence is different.
I'm going to insight check that last thing he said.
Sure, is there anything in particular you're looking for?
He would have wanted it this way.
Boy.
Does he seem to believe this, or has he just kind of been like, yeah, maybe, sure?
He seems to believe it, but also it's pretty convenient. He might be kind of selling it to himself a little bit. And yes, I know the cadence. I take on some of the things of whatever form that I'm in. The tree did grow quite slow and tiresome after some time. I do feel very sluggish right now, but at least I have a proper mouth to speak with.
Was your friend,
Yeah.
let me say, sexually liberated?
It was my understanding from our conversations together that he had been a participant in a number of bizarre, exotic, and frequently illegal escapades. So I would say yes.
We found evidence of that.
I hope you didn't get in the Anya.
Any of the what? Oh, any on me.
Toll, what are you? You don't mind my asking? I've never seen a creature that can just move from thing to thing like that.
Oh, the Feywild is full of strange things that have never been seen before. I am a Fey Lord. Older than most. Many have forgotten my name. Granted, I've secluded myself, so I suppose that is to be expected. But I am a Fey Lord, or perhaps it would be more accurate to say a Fey Spirit. My body left me some time ago, but, well, it may be safer to say that I left it. I learned to move from thing to thing, and what is life if not a series of new experiences from new perspectives?
Fascinating.
To put it simply, without the mystique, I'm a Fey Lord.
Excellent. We're in need of friendship with Fey Lords. And I
Well.
think we've struck a very good friendship already.
I agree, you've done me a great service.
Think you'd be able to get us back to the tree where all seasons meet without any sort of time fuckery?
Perhaps, actually.
And do you want to come with us?
Allow me to check my notes.
Otherwise, it's back through the thorn maze and onto the winter courts. Try to convince the queen to do it, but on account of we're already friends, I've come to understand that's important right here.
Killer injured? You need medical assistance.
Who'd you ask?
Gale.
I can take care of myself.
Then do so quickly.
I love Gale.
Not wasting my mana on something so stupid.
Oh, then let me do.
No.
Nomad,
don't
save your
waste
mana.
your mana.
I'm not going to give you any mana if you don't save it.
Our friends are injured.
He
I'm
is fine.
fine.
Look at him.
He looks near death.
No, he
I have
doesn't.
like over half my health. I'm fine.
Nomad, stop coddling him. He's a grown man.
Thank you.
Your concern is appreciated, but he is fine.
My concerns for anyone injured.
No man, I just really feel like you need to heal somebody. I'm feeling about 80% as good as I would if I was fully rested.
Nomad, don't do it.
I have a big heal that I can spend once a few more of us are hurt and need it.
Nomad,
Very well.
how are your magical facilities right now?
Let me look and pretend I know enough math because Nomad does. I feel about
You can give me fractions. That's fine.
sixth.
A sixth. Do you need mana?
Okay.
No, I feel fine.
You said a sixth.
Yeah, this is not good.
A sixth? One out of
Yeah,
six. Meaning that if you...
Most he's had in months.
I can see his
Yeah,
mana
I'm just-
bar, and he's got... Okay, never mind, Sarah, carry on.
I'm just making sure that he knows fractions. Nomad, do you know fractions?
Chris doesn't. It's actually a third.
It's about a third, yeah.
Okay,
I did-
that's
I
more
didn't- I
reasonable.
didn't want to say anything, but... Okay.
Forgive me. Brisk IRL math score is like a 2.
Sixth would be like 5 out of 30.
I have 64 max. I'm at 20.
Okay, yes. All right. Watching you.
He pats Ace's head. Is that a scratch?
Can you can't actually? Can you see me? I'm still wearing the skull.
Or if you're still wearing this skull, I have no clue where you are.
Nomad, this is your past speaking to you.
Is it dripping with sin?
Not this part.
Oh, cool.
You left the oven on.
I have never cooked.
You didn't turn it off though.
I think
That's
true
fair.
friend. You helped me cook a couple times.
Oh, that's true. Did I handle the oven? I don't recall.
Oh, I made you wear the gloves and just tell me to stir some things, but still
I
helped.
felt very helpful.
I'm imagining him having gloves, like oven mitts on his hands, and then like little oven mitts on each of his tentacles.
Gross.
Each utensil for.
Do you want his tentacles to touch food? I don't think so.
No, you're right.
Gotta cover that shit. Get him like a little like lunch lady hair net, but up for his tentacles.
Nets. I've actually seen people wearing beard nets, so
Yeah, it's a
Yep, but yours is just a fish net because you're part octopus.
octopus, squid, whichever. I want to read the full Crescent King. So, what does Mr. Fisher tell me about his childhood?
One thing at a time. Toll does explain. Yes, actually, I believe that with a little time, I could potentially send you back to wherever it is that you came from. I assume the material plane, although I admit, kind of looking over to Nomad, I was a little uncertain.
No, we're from there.
From there, but we'd like to get back to the tree where all seasons meet in particular, because got affairs there.
Yeah.
That would be a little more difficult. I have the ability to send someone to a fairly specific place on another plane, but the tree where all seasons meet is kind of partly this plane, and I don't have that kind of magic. I know it's a finicky thing. It sounds like splitting hairs, but
Well, in theory, if it is part of this plane, then it should not be subject to the time dilation.
yes, of course. I can't send you there, but you should be able to get there without any issues with time dilation. I suppose
Okay.
Not to worry.
the
I
issue
was
would
just trying to avoid going through that thorn maze again, risk anybody getting pricked or running into any more
Yeah.
creepy.
We might need to put Big Smoke Tuxedo Cat in a bag or a hat. A very big hat.
I suppose we still have Toto's tunnels to make our way through when we go on out.
I was about to ask, how
Unless it's all
did you
goes back up.
how did you get in through the maze in the first place?
Nordo goes quiet because he's not super sure that he should say that to this guy.
Oh, we walked right through it.
I'm
There were challenges, but challenges were defeated.
I'm impressed. That thicket has grown far more malicious than I ever intended it to be. It began as just a hedge maze, almost a decoration of some sort. But this
You
place,
intended for it.
I originally grew its origins, but something about this place lingers with darkness, and I'm afraid that it caused some sort of corruption over time.
You need to hire a better gardener.
I probably do.
Are there Fey gardeners? Could you hire Pixie since no one seems to care about them?
It's closer to babysitting, but yes, we do have gardeners, cultivators, breeders.
These thorns?
Including the thorns, although they are distant and sorrowful.
I am quite excited to hear you speaking this quickly now. Do you remember much more in this body?
I remember most of the time that I spent with him, laughing and telling terrible, crude jokes and making fun of our companions at the time. It is nice to be in this mood. In this moment of clarity, I think I'm realizing that staying in this place may not be healthy. Perhaps I should take these memories elsewhere before they become corrupted too.
Where will you go?
Well, I don't know. Somewhere where I won't be robbed, I suppose. Kinda looks
What
down
would
at
they
himself.
steal from you?
Oh, well, this is a fine-looking statue, isn't it?
That's true.
Well, we're fixing to go lay down a big old evil dragon and maybe kill a god if you're interested.
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly. My adventuring days are long behind me. I was a sword for a short time, and I nearly got broken in half. You know what that would have done for me? Nothing good, that's what. No, I'll find somewhere nice and safe. Safe and quiet, with lots of alcohol and maybe some gratuitous nudity.
Can this body ingest alcohol and nudity?
No, but I might be able to inhabit something that can, or simply delight in enjoying it.
You know, I have something that you might appreciate then.
No.
And I walk over to him and I reach in my bag and I pull out one of the sex toys. This belonged to your friend. May it serve you well.
Oh, no.
Would you like us to attach it to the statue?
I'm just saying, you could live life in this for a while and that could be fun.
God. Damn it. He kind of rifles through the box a little bit and eventually picks out two. It's like, wow, he wasn't kidding, was he? Oh, boy, okay. Sure. To remember him by, I suppose. Kinky
Hey,
bastard.
are those weapons?
Weapons? Oh, I certainly hope not.
Also, they seem magical, so I'm not sure what that means. But
Would you like me to identify them?
sure, please identify these,
God,
Nomad.
Please don't
He
make
holds
me.
several as tentacles.
No,
Write the
don't.
descriptions out, Fact.
Don't.
Well, okay, okay, either we can have him identify them and you can waste time, or we can just pretend that he identified them and they do something cool.
You identify several over the course of the next whenever. And you learn that they all have just various, not mundane, but basic enchantments on them that either provide weird extra feelings, or they conjure unseen servants, or they cast the dream spell in a specific way, or
I hope a universal one is they self-clean.
Prestidigitation is a very common feature on a lot of them, yes.
Only a lot of them. Interesting.
You know, I don't know. I guess that a lot of them would have it built in. Maybe all of them. Who knows? Most of them. We'll go with most of
These
them.
are
Are they
very
dishwasher safe?
fascinating.
Maybe.
I don't really know what a dishwasher is, so.
These are all fascinating. They're like wands, very weak wands.
Anyway, some of them animate and do other things. But you find exactly what you would expect out of character. There are no weird surprises, nothing that... God, I shouldn't even say this out loud because Gale's here, but there's nothing that could like potentially serve a utility in combat or anything like that.
Do any of them change your gender or sex?
Give me a luck check. She does. Yep. So I
How long does it last?
I suppose that one could potentially be useful for anyone trying to maintain a disguise or something like that. It is a ring. You put it on, and voila, you get to take
On what?
on
Like
On
a
what?
cock ring?
on your finger. You put the ring onto your finger, and when you do, you can choose to have any arrangement of whatever sexual related organs that you want. And then when you take it off, it all goes back to how it was before.
Question. You say any arrangement, is it like only one, or can you have multiple?
Oh no, the world is your oyster. You can mix and match.
I have
Put that in my bag.
Nomad just says, "May I have that?"
Okay, but return it. Nomad.
I normally lack these things, you see.
Yes, but like, I don't. Okay.
What's all
All
this
right.
stuff for?
That's
Can I actually hold on to that?
the ring?
Yeah.
Do you want to change your sex?
Well, not exactly.
Are you putting it on Toto?
No.
Oh, hmm.
Well,
It's
certainly.
just important.
I would like to make an insight check.
Yeah, I'll make an insight check too.
I don't know, Gail, tell him whatever you...
Oh god.
What are you guys looking for?
He seems to think it's important, though
Is he blushing?
definitely questionable as to what it's important for.
We can share the ring, Gale. For now, let's maybe let Nomad experience what it's like to have genitalia.
Look,
Not
to be honest-
currently.
To be honest, I just don't trust either of you with it. So,
I'm probably not going to do anything with it.
Quite condescending,
Wink.
but okay.
Is this all treasure from the vault?
No, this was from under his bed.
What's a fella keep all this stuff under bed for?
Sexual escapades.
These are sexual objects?
Yeah.
This ring changes gender.
It changes your sex. You can have any type of genitalia you want. Maybe more.
Or it just picks up some random implement from this
7
chest and
changes.
looks around it.
Maybe more.
Eyes get real big.
That one makes
Well,
servants.
hell. I didn't even know they made such thing.
When a man and a woman get really bored with the day-to-day routine.
They make artifacts.
Where I come from, you just find a cornfield somewhere. I didn't know you could get things for getting
Cornfield?
involved.
Do you involve the corn in this coitus? I don't understand.
Never involved any corn, although there are some fellas like that.
Feck, you got the distraction you wanted, Feck. Are you happy?
all right,
All the
Until,
cornography.
we're gonna- oh,
Mr. Fisher,
yes.
our companion Flick is incapacitated, and who knows how much fucking longer it's gonna take for him to wake the fuck up. So why don't you come with us through the horrible maze, and you can protect us,
I like this.
so that we can get back to the tree where all seasons meet.
I like this plan very much.
Can we just fly over the
I
maze?
appreciate it.
Well, there's the dome over, but I should be able
Right.
to help get through there, I suppose. I admit,
Yeah.
I simply teleported to here in search of Flick. I didn't go through the maze before, but how hard could it be?
Not very.
Real easy.
Delightful.
Just don't touch any thorns or you'll die.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, you do not mind toll, I hope. And he's going to approach the tree. There was a cache of objects inside you, I believe. Back when you were this tree, at least.
Oh, yes. I
I
keep
could
my
open it
things with
for
me.
you. Yeah. Oh, it's with you.
Oh, they
It
go,
travels with you.
they go wherever I go.
Fascinating. Do you have extra moonlight just in case someone gets the pointy end?
I'll tell you what, I'll accompany you out, and if somebody happens to get pricked along the way, then I'll see what I can do. But otherwise, I'd prefer to keep it on me, in case I ever wish to go back to that place.
Fair. Your body's immune to the pricks, right?
I should certainly hope so, and he kind of looks down at himself.
Excellent.
And with that, unless anyone has anything else to do, you guys begin to kind of make your way out of this maze. Toto kind of taking the lead with Gale and using the maze eye to kind of puncture holes straight out of this maze. Effectively.
Oh, before that.
Yeah.
25 gold worth of reagents for the like paintbrush.
Right.
What kind of things were those exactly?
It is mostly paint. And the paint is kind of made from this ground up gem dust and a bunch of other rare inks. The ink itself is not inherently magical, but it is made from very expensive reagents and dyes.
Gotcha. So we don't have anything that we could use that paintbrush for currently?
Probably not, unless any of you had like extremely expensive dyes on you already.
Not dyes. I do have inks, and I have a bunch of like gems on me.
You probably have some very like the nice inks that are used for inscribing vellum. I would say that if you were trying to paint something that was almost entirely grayscale, you could potentially do it. But if it had any sort
Like
of
these
color at
dragon bones.
yeah, actually, fuck, you could probably do the dragon bones.
So yeah, if you let me like spend some time to kind of infuse some gems, 25 gold worth of gems into some inks.
Yeah, if you just so you wouldn't be making like new inks. You'd be using the ink that you already have for your vellums and spellbook stuff, which I guess you already have in the form of gems anyway. So yeah, if you just knock off 25 gold of those, then that's fine. Yeah.
Might need Nordo's help for this. We
so
can
I'll help with that.
Yeah, this entire dragon skeleton, or what's left of it.
All right. It takes an hour, but you guys are able to kind of like set up in front of the theater, and Nordo begins to paint. And you can definitely tell as you're painting that you are working with magic. It's kind of there is this unnatural ease with which everything seems to move itself from reality into your mind and then onto the canvas. You can almost feel that the brush is doing most of the work for you. And you begin to paint the scene ahead of you. And you kind of begin with just the bones, but you find that the brush begins to lead you elsewhere, all the way to the surroundings, to the environment, to the trees off in the, or not the trees, but the thorns off in the distance. The hills behind it, created in perfect replication. And eventually you have the entire scene that is in front of you. Almost perfectly photorealistic, except done up in paint. There are some splotches here and there where you can tell the color is missing, but it is mostly snow and then these dark gray thorns and then the dark bones. So the grayscale works for almost the entire scene. And when the last stroke is finished, there is a very quick rumbling and a snap and a popping noise. And then there is a shimmering, gleaming light that kind of branches out in strands towards all of these bones. Until one by one you watch as they are dissolved into this glittering dust and then absorbed into the painting. And as each one disappears, you can see that some of the dirt begins to kind of fill in around it, and the snow shuffles and begins to fill in the cavities left behind. You do watch as some of the large bunches of earth are caught up in this, almost like they couldn't be separated from the bones by this process. But after about 10 seconds or so of this transformation, as you watch as all of this gleaming matter is converted to energy and then absorbed into the canvas, you guys are left with basically a small crater or a dig site. About 10-foot cube. It doesn't quite get everything, but it gets the skull and the shoulders and a big part of, I guess it'd be the neck and about down to the collarbone is all that would fit into a 10-foot cube.
You'll have to do it.
And it seems to have kind of sucked up a bunch of these bones into the painting.
Excellent work, friend Nordo. This was a good experiment.
It's quite a handy tool.
This will help us carry many things. Also, Flick just got here.
Oh, thank God. Perfect timing. I don't have to flub this anymore.
Can we add that to party inventory? Painting of dragon bones.
Yeah, I'll add it.
Flick, to catch up real quick, you guys found a bunch of loot on the moon, which I'll show shortly. But it does include the Crescent King that you were looking for.
We did leave that behind, though.
We left it.
Perfect. Thank you.
They left it on the moon because they figured it was unimportant. Eventually, you guys decided to return back to the theater. And when you arrive, you were able to kind of drop the statue off for Toll. He inhabited it. He's thankful that you were able to do the job for him. But he mentioned that somebody was here waiting for you. And while several of your friends were kind of out front working on a painting, Mr. Fisher, this tiefling man, has kind of pulled you aside. He mentioned, as they were talking before, that he is a collector of rare magical items and that he might have a job for you. And he kind of asked if he can pull you aside to speak about it in private.
Alright, sure. Just step into my office, because this is definitely my office now.
Perfect. Well, you seem like a reasonable and down-to-earth lad. A strange crowd that you found yourself mixed up in. But I can appreciate that, whatever gets the job done. Listen, I'm not going to bullshit you, kid. I need that ship. And the eye. I need them desperately. It's very important. I'm afraid you don't understand what you're messing with, and it is very dangerous, and I need to cut you off before you endanger not just yourself, but all of your friends, and potentially all of this region.
Right. Well, I don't have the eye anymore, so good luck with that. And I've already been contracted, quote unquote, for the ship, so... And I don't know what they're paying me, but unless you want to double that...
Double? How much are they paying you?
You know...
You aren't working
1
for
million.
free, are you? Please tell me you're smarter than that.
God, no. Like, don't get in this profession and do shit for free. I mean...
So, what was the contract for? I have money.
We haven't exactly negotiated the terms quite yet, but considering I have what they want, I can probably get quite a lot out of it. Like I could get quite a lot out of you, I'm sure.
Name a price.
Oh god, I wasn't expecting this. Holy fuck. Okay, 500,000. What? You know how this business is. It's a reputation kind of thing. If I screw over them after I've already agreed to it, I might, lose business in the future. When he gets around, don't do business with Flick, he'll fuck you over.
What if I told you there was more on stake than just your own life?
I'm listening, but I need more details than that.
Flick, when was the last time you spoke to your mother?
Well, that's a hell of a way to open that up. Spoke to her, I want to say, a week or so ago. Got a letter from my sister.
And how was she?
She seems better. She's not, perfect, but... I mean, how do you know my mother anyway?
What if I could make her perfect?
And how would you go about doing that? If a all-powerful guy like you needs my help, I don't feel like you could do much I can't do.
I think you might be surprised. Let's say you hand me the eye, or you convince your friend. You hand me that ship. You go back home with more money than you could possibly imagine what to do with. Enough to not just feed you and your family, not just pay for medicine, not that you won't need it anymore, but to live like kings, buy a castle, servants, 200, 300 servants. Servants for generations. You'll be a huge name in Seattle. Run a business. Or don't. Live lazy for the rest of your days. I can cure your mother. Fix the ailment that keeps her bound to that chair. She won't live forever, but she'll live the rest of her years in peace, comfort, on her own 2 feet.
And what's so special about these things that you'd be willing to part with that much? I mean, from the sounds of it, I might just want to keep these for myself.
No, it's not the items that would do it. The items are important to me, and to someone important to me. To my mother.
So many moms in this campaign, I'm confused.
So I was right.
Well, can I possibly think on it a little while? I've got some other circumstances, other, how to put this? I'm afraid I might have more on stake in these items than I'd like to already, given a previous arrangement that I have made. I know that's vague, but you're not exactly being Mr. Clarity over here either.
Seeing as dancing around this has not gotten us anywhere, perhaps let's try a different method. The terms of my relationship with you are incredibly clear. I can't take from you, I can't hurt you, I can't have what I need. But there's no reason that I can't do a little coercion of my own. And he raises his hand, and you watch as flames begin to kind of billow down from the elbow down to the fingertip. And he begins to kind of draw a line on the ground between where you're standing and where all of your friends are standing. And you watch as this searing wall of fire kind of begins to rise up from out of the ground. The heat of this blast begins to kind of pour away from the wall towards all of them. They have to kind of recoil a bit momentarily. And as the light illuminates the inside of this thing, you watch as from the balcony seating, emerging from the shadows one by one, are several forms that kind of leap down onto the ground. Forms that you recognize. There are these pale-skinned, barely dressed fiends with these long glaives and this razor-sharp hair. And they each kind of land gracefully on the ground and begin to walk out towards the wall, through the fire, towards your friend. I don't have to hurt them. I can call them off any time that I want. But that's not my decision to make. All you have to do is hand over the ship. And we'll go and jump into initiative here, because things are going to get weird.
Oh,
They're
boy.
going to get weird. They're not already weird.
Right, going to get weird.
So they have chosen death.
God, I wish I had taken better notes at the start of this, because I know Fisher is a thing that I should know.
You can give me just like a flat int check if you want. As he kind of drops this little persona and begins to get more serious, his voice begins to drop a little bit. You can tell that he is clearly masking his image. He's probably using some sort of an illusory appearance, and he's starting to reveal his real voice, this kind of deep, gravelly voice. And when you hear this voice, at first, it takes a second for it to click. You don't recognize it right away, but then, as he kind of continues to talk, it sinks in that you have heard this before in recording in a sunken laboratory. There was an altercation between Isamelia and a being called the Plague Fisher. And the voice sounds eerily similar.
Is his,
Right.
is his name by any chance Long John Plaguefisher?
All right. Those of you back outside heard most of this conversation, and Ace will be the quickest to react in a moment, but he is up first. He looks to you and says, "You can call me off at any time. All it takes is the ship." As he kind of looks through this wall of fire, he backs away into it, stepping through the flames, seemingly totally unfazed by it. Emerges. Those of you outside watch as this hulking shape steps through, now much larger than before, and as he comes through you can see that these two scaled wings kind of unfurl from his back. He kind of hovers a few feet off of the ground, and as soon as he steps through, he swings his arms to the side, gathers some of these flames up in his arms, and then blasts them out in a cone. I'm going to go and move Vasu aside because he is not here. Vasu is doing other things momentarily. There we go. This cone is going to hit Nomad, King, and Nordo. Oh, I should put King on initiative too. Alright, so Nomad, King, and Nordo, I need a dexterity saving throw. Woo!
And then I'm going to use a first level spell to absorb it. So half.
Alright, King takes
7?
nothing. You take 7, and Nordo takes 15. Oh, I'm sorry, Nordo takes all 30.
All 30.
Yeah.
Instead, actually, since I made the save, I'm going to spend a second level spell to give him temp HP to absorb that damage.
For what it's worth, it affects your decision. I'm already sitting at 10 temp HP.
Oh, that's fair. Never mind then. I'll just keep what I just
Should
did.
be aware of because he has like the moon dust glitter.
Oh, that's true.
As he steps back through the flyer and lifts himself off of the ground up to about 20 feet, just over the lip of this wall of flames, he does kind of bellow back down to you, Flick. I wasn't joking about your mother, you know. I can fix all of this. But that'll bring us over to Ace.
I'm assuming can I see through this wall?
You cannot see the wall, but he might be above it. Let me go check.
Is there any, like, I'm assuming this is taking up the entirety. There's, like, no way to look around it?
I believe so. Let me make sure that I think 60 feet covers it. Ooh, it's real close. I'm going to say that, yeah, it just, like, there's, like, maybe a 3 or 4 inch gap on either side. With that said, it is 20 feet tall, which means he is technically visible, and you don't give a shit about cover, so yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if there's a 3 or 4 inch gap on the side, could I shoot an arrow down and kill someone? On the other side of the wall?
Yeah. You don't, because you're a sharpshooter. Because you're a sharpshooter, you don't give a shit about cover. So yes, normally I would give some cover here.
Perfect.
Isn't he also down?
Who? What?
Fisher.
I'm not aiming at
Oh
Fisher.
yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, because that thing. So he would actually be. We'll say that goes down 20, so I'll put him up 40, which puts him about at the top of the firewall. There we go.
All right, I'm going to cast my Hunter's Mark on this Temptress then.
All right.
And then I'm going to shoot my arrows at her. I'm assuming it's not a humanoid or an aberration.
No, it's a fiend. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a solid hit for 27. And then another one for 18. And that is enough to finish the job as this one bursts into black smoke and disappears.
And then I'll back away from the wall a bit.
Alright.
That's my turn.
Alright, that brings us to Gale.
God, I'm actually going like at a decent speed.
Right?
That's upsetting. Okay. Okay. Against some of my better judgment, I'm going to cast a 3rd level spell. On Nordo.
Low. I
Ooh.
like that.
That's my action. Bonus action, I'm going to have just basically just move back a little. Over here. And Toto is going to hold an attack in case anything gets within melee range of me.
Alright, sounds good. That brings us to Mo.
Okay, so he's only 20 up from my perspective, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, I'm going to spend some sorcery points. And then I like to imagine as some of this fire from the wall kind of like wraps around me. Little bits of it start to flicker white and they spring out into some wings. And I'm going to cast Fly on myself.
Fuck yes.
And then I'm going to fly up and over. I should have just enough to reach him with 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to attack him.
Uh, 14 is no good, unfortunately.
Second attack.
It's finally time.
It's finally here. Watch me miss both of
Boat's
them.
Attacking twice.
Oh, 20 is good for 20 slashing and fire. And
there's going to be a smite.
Hell yes. He is a fiend, to nobody's surprise.
He sure shit doesn't resist Moat's fire.
Oh,
Woo!
that's such good damage
That's
too.
real good. Holy fuck. At first, there is almost like this, this terrible crooked smile as you approach with fire kind of wreathed around yourself. It's like insolent, pathetic piece of... And then you slam into him, and these white flames pour in, and then they begin to just burst out of the wound that you've made. You watch as some begins to trickle down the ducts of his ears, or his eyes, just kind of trailing out like flaming white tears. And he lets out this horrible, awful scream as this fire does actually affect him for a shit fuck ton of damage. What was that? 51 points of fire damage. And he turns to you with this horrible snarl, extends both of his hands, and you watch as these two whips kind of formed out of these jagged, spiky arcs of lightning shoot out from his hands. Anything else for your turn?
I don't have any movement left, so no, I'm good.
All right. He is going to use a legendary action to swing one of these whips at you. God damn it.
Thank God.
And that brings us to Nordo.
Okay. So Nordo feels an incredible rush of speed, presumably from Gale running up behind him and stabbing him with an adrenaline shot.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to go sprinting off in this direction here. And you said this wall is 20 feet high?
Yes, the wall is 20 feet high, and then fire pours out about 10 feet towards you from it.
Okay. So I'm going to try some monk shit, and you tell me how far I get.
All right.
I'm going to run over to this wall, try to jump up and like wall kick and jump off the wall over the firewall.
Okay. Do you have the monk feature yet that lets you, like, do this for free? Or is this just you trying some acrobatic shit?
No, I do not have like improved unarmored movement yet. I have to actually like,
Okay.
I have to try.
With that said, you do have haste. What is your total movement right now?
My total movement is 100 feet, and I am also going to rage if that affects like advantage on athletics.
Yeah. So sheer vertical distance will be athletic. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to see if you can make this work. 20 feet is pretty good, but you got haste and you're a strong dude. Let's see how it goes.
If nothing else, you have the advantage on the deck save too. If
Woo!
you fall in.
Good lord. Yeah, so filled with this adrenaline from Gale, and also just kind of beginning to learn more and more about the way the ki flows through your body, slowly approaching this point where you're going to be able to do this for free. You muster up your strength and a little bit of ki, and you are able to just kind of make your way over this wall, unimpeded by the flame. You do a cool flip and land on the other side.
Outstanding.
We'll say 40, 60 up, 80 up. Falling is free, so that has used 80 feet of your movement.
I have 20 feet left. Balls. Okay, I'll just stay right where I am. I've used my bonus action to rage already. So I will use my action to attack this here Temptress. And you know I'm doing a reckless.
Gotcha. 27 for 10. 24 for another 9.
That is movement, bonus action, action. For my hasted action, I'll just do one more attack.
All right. And 28 for another 11 and another wound. She's looking pretty fucked up, but she does have her glaive at the ready, and her hair is kind of out on end, ready to kind of pierce into you.
Alright, I think that's it. Actually, oh wait. Yep, that's it.
All right, that brings us to Flick.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was raging. Can you add 6
Oh,
damage to that?
Can do. All right, back to Flick.
Alright, fuck. You know, I've got to try it.
Yeah, you do.
On Fisher.
All right. As you look towards him and begin to cast the spell, he turns around and in this deep, guttural, abyssal, speaks, "Torzet-san, now. Let's not be doing anything drastic." And as he speaks that word, you feel this horrible sensation, one you've never felt in your entire life. It is this racking pain that kind of shoots down your spine from the neck to your hips. It kind of spreads out to your extremities. Your fingers and toes kind of instinctively curl and lock. And you go to cast the spell, and you just cannot bring yourself to cast that spell. You've not wasted the mana, and you've also not used your action, but you cannot cast that spell on him.
Okay, plan B.
Ooh, that'll do it.
How far can I go with that?
Anywhere.
It's
It's 500 feet.
500 feet, or anywhere that you can visualize within that range.
Oh, I can be literally anywhere. Okay.
Yeah, it's a huge range.
Yeah.
It's almost 2 football fields.
Oh god, how far do I go away? Do I have... No, I can't leave all of you here. That's my fault. God, fuck having a conscience. It's fine. I'm gonna go behind this rock over here.
All right. You visualize the time that you were studying that enormous headstone, and just like that, you bamf on over.
Okay, I'm attempting to hide behind it with my action.
Yep.
My bonus action. Cunning
Absolutely.
action. God,
Cunning
I can't
action.
talk.
As soon as you leave, you can hear bellowing from inside behind the roaring flames and abyssal. After him! Go get it!
Okay, that's action. Bonus action. I'm not gonna waste my movement. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait and hide.
All right. At the end of your turn, he kind of looks around frantically, trying to spot where you might have gone, or who is a big threat here. Son of a bitch. And he's going to lash one of these whips out to Nordo.
Ruh-roh. Well, that'll hit.
So 28 points of slashing and lightning damage as you feel this jagged, barbed electrical wire kind of wrap itself around your shoulder and yank. And I need a strength saving throw.
Just into the slashing, right?
And the lightning, because I'm raging.
Oh, hot dang.
Bear totem.
Right. Bear.
Shitty.
Oh,
Exactly what I needed too.
You feel this yank and this tug like he's trying to pull you up over to him. But you were able to kind of just hold steady. And you kind of bear the brunt of this pain as it rips free of your shoulder and stand your ground. And that'll bring us over to King, who frankly might not want anything to do with this. Your persuasion check earlier. Okay, sure, he'll try it. King is going to kind of run into the center here. Let me make sure he's got the range right. And he calls out, looking over his shoulders towards Nomad, Ace, and Toto. You want in or out?
In?
I mean,
In's a good idea.
I'm good.
Alright. He begins to cast a spell. And Ace and Nomad, you feel a familiar feeling as your bodies are kind of siphoned into this teleportation. And when
don't
you...
move me though. I'm fine.
Oh. Well, he misunderstood what you meant by it.
You should have been clearer with
Yeah.
it.
It was very clear what he was talking about.
Nomad, give me a saving throw. Fuck, what is scat?
Lots. It's okay.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
You make it. When you realize what he's trying to do to you, you're like, oh, no, I'm good here. And you were able to kind of maintain your original position. Ace, however, you find yourself...
Oh, he was running. And by out, he means, do you want to get out of here?
Gotcha. Ace, you find yourself somewhere that at first you're not really sure where you are, but then you remember it because you kind of investigated it earlier in the day. You were in a dark place behind stage, kind of backstage here, just tucked away in this little alcove, which is definitely darkness. And he has just kind of planted you back
Yay. there
behind stage with a pretty clean shot of the stage.
What a bro.
You'll kind of have to poke your head out if you want to see him, but he's bamfed you back there. Yeah, shit. He communicated that poorly, I suppose.
I 100% understood. There was a firewall. You went in or out. I got it.
All right, good. Thank God somebody understands my terrible communication. Anyway, that is his action, and that'll bring us to Nomad.
Excellent. So, Nomad just kind of heard the weird shouting, and it's like, you want someone to fix your mother? I can do that. And he steps forward. I can do anything, for I am God. And as he enters the flames, he grows to like large. He grows scales and a long tail, dragon-like snout. And as he steps into here, he rises above the flames, tentacles around his like snout. That's his action. But like, how much damage does this fire do?
That's a great question. I was curious if you turned into something immune to that. But assuming that you haven't, it is going to deal... 21 points of fire damage.
21 points of fire damage. Nomad heals 10.
Fucking excellent. Go and send me whatever you've become. But
Sure.
in the meantime, he's going to use a legendary action.
What did you do?
As a free action, he just like roars. Mind you, the mutation doesn't look anything like that.
Right. Fuck me. Okay, excellent. Already regretting that.
And you would ban it immediately. I'm giving you reason. That's his action though, so that's his turn.
All right. As you kind of emerge through the fire as a legendary action, he looks down at you at this strange, bizarre form that you've taken, and he scoffs and says, "I have met my fair share of gods, and I am not impressed." And he is going to
You will be.
clap his hands together and then pull them apart. And as he pulls them apart, this massive cloud of thick black smoke emerges and then spreads across the ground. Utilities, reticles, circle. Heavily obscuring, actually because this is lower, he's not going to be able to get Nordo in it. But he basically fills everything down into the stage and then about 20 feet up from ground level, including himself, in this heavy black choking fog. Cool. And that is his legendary. That'll bring us to these things.
I rolled the wound damage there for this one.
Excellent. She takes 9 and then needs to con save out of it. That looks like
She's-
a success. With that said, she is not looking good. She's already engaged with you, so she is going to... she kind of holds her glaive at the side, already being in close range with you, and begins to charge towards you. She tries to grab on with one of these long clawed hands. The hair starts to wrap itself around you, and she goes in towards your neck and just attempts to bite. Missing
Ooh, that's-
terribly.
She gets shell.
This next one, however...
Lord.
No, the cloud is heavily obscured.
Okay, thank you.
She's gonna come over here. Takes a lot of movement because difficult terrain. But she's going to come up to here and use the razor hair. Missing terribly as well. This entire group is going to... I don't know, do they all have to dash? 10, 20, 30... Okay, this one can get out without it. Let's see how many more can get out without it. 20, 30... This one can't, so this one will have to dash. And... Okay, so before dash actions, one of them gets out of range towards you, Gale, and Toto. And she looks down to Toto and sees the eye, and she is going to lash out with the razor hair on Toto. The 12 does just miss, unfortunately. But so does her hair. With the ready action, he's able to kind of fend her off as she comes around the corner. And then right behind her, an army of these temptresses continue to dash out and surround you. But they have used their actions to get out here.
Really immune to fire, right?
Yeah, they seem unfazed by the fire. And then finally, these two are going to come help work on Nordo. It looks like they're kind of maintaining momentum to go past, but they're going to attack on the way out. These are both on Nordo. Oh, they're not going to get any work done this fight. That's okay. That's cool. All right.
So they have advantage, but still miss.
And that brings us back to the top, where Ace is the first act.
And I'm invisible.
You are?
Perfect. Poor Nordo. All right, I'm going to bonus action move. Does any of these look more weak than the others?
So you are underground right now. You can't currently see any of the temptresses from where you're currently at. And actually, for that matter, there is a wall of smoke that is, like basically blocking your vision.
So when you say underground, you mean I'm like actually under the ground? Like,
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand.
So yeah, I should draw this out. So see how there's these little archways behind the stage? That leads to like a backstage prep area that is underneath this tree garden area.
Gotcha. So I would have to like go 1, 2 into the darkness, into the fog.
Yep.
And then like step out.
Correct. Yep.
So probably like get out, probably like up here.
Yep, that would do it. However, if you are doing that, let me know.
Okay. So I'm under. So even with my sharpshooter, I can't see in the heavily obscured.
Correct.
Hold on a second. My cat is deciding to use me as a playground.
I was gonna say I heard her.
She likes to lay on the pillow behind my back on my chair, and she's decided that she wanted to be up there now instead of on my keyboard.
Cute.
It is very cute. Well, I guess I'm going to. Need to get out. All right, I guess I'm going to have to come out here. I guess I'll use my bonus action to hide in the fog and then pop out.
All right, excellent. You kind of push through, and as you go through, you're immediately overwhelmed with this horrible smell of sulfur and fumes and burning and death. Your eyes water, your nose begins to drip a little bit, but fortunately you're able to burst free and get out of it before it overwhelms you. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. As you emerge, you're able to catch one of them off guard if you want to shoot.
All right, I'll shoot probably. Which one of these looks weaker?
Definitely the
Don't
one.
shoot the weakest one. I need my tempted.
Well, I realize that, but I can't. I don't know how. I don't want to kill one, but I want to get one close enough so that Nordo could actually kill it. I assume they're all full health.
Yeah, the one that Nordo is fighting looks very, very injured. The rest are all at full health.
All right, then I'll shoot this one.
Just being able to kick and
Do I have
shoot
it?
already.
I don't want to kill it. I just
You
want
do
to
have
help out.
advantage,
Just, That is real shit.
13 is what you need. So that does land for 21 points of
Really?
damage. Yeah, dude, these chicks are like mostly naked for some reason. They aren't wearing much armor.
All right, then I shoot again for the 15 for 7.
All right, slams in. You catch this one off guard. Put 2 arrows in its back.
Guess that's my turn.
All right, that brings us to them. Oh, that's not good. Okay, well, 2 of them are going to turn around towards Ace. These are both going to be on Ace. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. The first one crits for 20 points of slashing damage, and they need a Constitution saving throw. And then I think the 19 hits it as well.
I'm going to. I'll just, I guess.
Oh, and then one more.
I'm using inspiration.
All right. All right. And then one more if that second attack hits you. You made it both times.
And then I need to make a concentration check on my spell.
Correct.
So
2 of them if it hits twice.
okay,
All
I'm
right.
assuming it drops.
Hunter's Mark does drop on the second one, yeah.
Do they have reach?
They do reached in. This silvery hair lashes out, and it just begins to puncture like a million needles on all different surfaces of your body. And you can feel that as it rips out, it just leaves these bleeding wounds. You just kind of are coated in this trickle of blood. The 2 that are already up close and personal with Nordo will do the same. But I think the 24 might hit?
24 hits, yes.
Alright, so 7 points of slashing and con save.
I will never remember. Does that have to 3 or 4?
3. You are also wounded. Good to know. This is actually an effect that feels very familiar to you.
Taste my own medicine.
It feels bad, man. Okay, well, here we go, Toto. These things all just kind of point glaives towards Gale and Toto. And one of them says, we can do this the easy way if you'd prefer. But they don't wait for a response, they just go straight into action. And all at once, they all lash out with this silvery hair towards Toto. This is going to be 5 attacks on Toto. Oh no, Toto!
That's ugly.
Fortunately, he is immune to the wound. Oh, is he still up?
Hell yeah.
That lucky motherfucker. Alright, they all just start clamoring, get the eye, get the eye! But they are not able to bring him down. That brings us to King, who needs to make a con save. Uh-oh, he's not good at those.
Whoops.
Whoops. In this heavy black smoke, you all just hear coughing and hacking and retching. And eventually, Ace and Nordo, you see on the other side this billowing bit of smoke kind of roll off as he just runs out of the smoke, but is unable to use his action for anything else. And that brings us to Nordo.
Okay. I will begin with some attacks. First on the one that looks rough. Continuing to attack Reckless.
Oh boy. That'll do it. Real quick though, before I forget, I need a... Nope, just kidding, you just take this. 8 points of bleed damage as you continue to bleed out.
Does Rage affect that?
So it
The
doesn't...
Bear Totem Rage is resistant to all damage that isn't psychic.
Oh, perfect. Then yeah, it's not psychic damage, so yeah, you're resistant. You fight through the rage and bring this the Crimson Debt down, and leave a smear on the side of the wall as black smoke billows out from this destroyed creature.
The blood and smoke clings to Nordo as it does. And then I will... Oh boy, I want to go get that one that's on Ace, but I can't get to it. I'm going to use some of my hasted movement to kind of wheel over in between these two. And Oh boy. I'll just attack the one that's closer to Ace for now.
Alright.
Actually, you know what? Let me back that up. I'm going to remain where I was. And Nordo actually, after the smoke and blood from that one being slain, sort of clings to his skin. He slams his foot down into the ground, and as a bonus action, I shall use.
Ooh!
I need a dex saves for both those two.
Alright, yeah, this fissure opens wide, splitting the earth that has already been damaged by whatever this crater is. Their ankles kind of get snared in this fissure. And one of them becomes caught. Was he restrained? Yeah, restrained.
Okay, cool. Now I'll wheel around to that one that's restrained. And continue attacking it. I'm already going reckless, so I still am.
Uh, 24 slams in for 17 in the wound.
And hasted attack. Sorry, I accidentally backed out of roll 20.
Whoop, that'll do it.
Gosh, take forever, roll 20. Okay. That was my regular attack. Here's my hasted attack.
There it is, for another 11 slashing damage and another wound.
And then I will use my bonus action for just an unarmed strike. It will be a bite. If it hits, it is a crit.
That is a hit for 17.
And let's see, that's action, that's hasted action, that's bonus action. Don't really think I want to move as much as I'd love to. So that's going to be my turn.
Alright, that brings us back to Nomad. What is your size currently, Nomad?
Large.
Excellent.
Both in this stuff, right? They have to make a save.
If you move through it, you just take the damage automatically. If you just sit in it, you'll get a save.
This
Oh,
smoking?
right. Yes, sorry. Yeah, I need a Constitution saving throw.
Right. And I use this creature's con save.
Yep.
Let me check what that is again. I think it's not very big. Yep, it's actually not too bad. Much more different than mine, at least.
Yep. As you kind of make your way through the fire, reveling in it and enjoying it almost to some degree, you're suddenly overwhelmed by this noxious, horrible smoke. And you have to spend your action just retching and coughing and hacking. You can still move, but it has used your action.
Yeah.
And also you are currently
Gross.
blind inside of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna move like along the fire to like here.
Alright. There is still this delightful warmth that kind of wraps around you and continues to heal you for another 21 points of damage.
10. And I think I can move to here. I can't take any action, so that's my turn.
Alright. That brings us to Mr. Fisher. There's this booming voice that echoes out from the theater. You can hear it even outside Flick, and in fact, it seems to be calling out almost mockingly towards you. You can't run forever. We'll deal with them, and soon enough, we'll come for you. If you abandon your friends at every turn, there'll be nobody to save you eventually. And then there is this sudden flash of radiance that kind of bursts out through the doorways as he begins to cast a spell. He has to fly up a bit first before he can do it.
What did he say that in common or infernal?
That was in common.
I'm sorry, what?
It was in common.
Does that trigger even though I can't see him?
No. Unfortunately, you have to be able to see the target to take opportunity, which is shitty. He steps out, raises a hand towards the moonlight. There is a streak of brilliant red light that flares down right into the center of this group and begins to erupt in a blast of radiant and fire damage. I need dexterity saving throws from Ace and Nordo.
Luck.
Ooh.
That. Look at us.
Nice. You guys each take half of that.
Ace have evasion yet?
Nope. So how much do I take?
Um,
Half of 27?
yeah, half
So
of
13?
27, so 13.
Take 6.
I can't see Ace from here, right?
Correct, because the wall of fire is opaque.
I think I'm taller than the fire.
You said large, right?
Large. Is the wall fire 10 feet tall?
No,
It
it's
probably
20
then I'm
feet
not.
tall.
Oh, then no.
You do watch as one of these temptresses is evaporated by the radiant damage, although they seem unfazed by the fire. And then he is going to kind of drop down and over to here, inside of the wall of fire.
Oh, so I can't see him now? Shit.
He's actually standing right in front of the doorway, so you can see him.
Okay.
And that's him, and it brings it to Flick.
Oh fuck, what do I do? Shit, fuck, balls.
Indeed.
You could just leave, you could just leave. But no, you can't do that. Fuck, you can't do that. Alright. Here goes. Oh god, the whole effect showed up. That's fine.
Woo!
Gonna cast Polymorph, turn into a Great Ape, pick up this tombstone and throw it out.
Fuck yes. Alright, so Flick, it takes an action to polymorph, but you hulk out into this enormous ape, and you begin to wrench this this headstone free, so that you could throw it at him as soon as you're able. And sure enough, there's a crack, and it seems to kind of come up out of the ground, and it is just the perfect weight for a good discus shot as soon as you can. But it does take your action to polymorph.
I forgot about that, but yep, that's fine.
Yep. It's the worst part of polymorph, but boy, it pays off real nice once it does. Anything else?
Gonna use my big monkey hands and drink my health potion.
On the bright side, you have monkey health now. Alright.
Oh wait, yeah, I don't need my health potion. I have monkey health. That's fine.
Then I'm pretty sure your health potion's inside your body right now.
Yeah, shut up.
Can you drink potions as a bonus action
I was
anyway?
gonna
No,
hope
no, you definitely can't.
just reach into my chest and pull out the health potion.
Yeah, he's
Great.
breaking like 3 different rules. It's okay.
know.
Gale, you're up.
Awesome.
I've arrived as I have been here the whole time.
Hey, perfect.
About-
Then
about
hell.
time- about fucking time.
Are we dying? What's going on?
Yep.
Close.
Way to show up
We're
at the end.
fine.
Do what I can.
Alright. I'm gonna shoot Quick Fingered in the face.
Excellent. Fuck her up. 19 slams in, as well as a 15 for a grand total of 23 points of damage. She reels back. She's trying to reach out and literally grab and yank this maze eye out of Toto. And you're able to catch her exposed and just tear away at her arm and shoulder and face.
Bitchin'. Okay. Then, with those attacks, actually, I have to double check. Perfect. I don't have a limitation. On both of those,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna heal Toto for piss.
That's fancy.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Sanctuary on him.
Fucking excellent. Alright, cool. Anything else?
I'm gonna remember to tick down my mana this time, and that should be it.
Alright, let's jump over to Vasu. Vasu, you're up in the balcony seating of this place. Yeah, Flick has filled you in on a lot of it. Long story short, this Mr. Fisher guy is an asshole. He's probably a big demon of some sort. And he really wants the ship and the eye from Flick. And all of these little temptresses are working with her, or working with him.
Okay.
This big circle is thick black choking smoke that you can't see through and you don't want to stand in. And then this is a wall of fire that he is standing in because he don't give no shits. And also for some reason Nomad is a weird big fire salamander thing.
Cool.
He kind of transformed. He hulked out.
Cool. So I see 2 Temptresses there, a bunch around Toto, and then Mr. Fisher. Are there any other enemies around that I'm missing?
Nope, that's everybody.
We can see currently.
Okay.
From your balcony seating, you can probably see that they're trying to rip out Toto's eye.
Uh-huh.
And Gale's having a fun time with that.
I have a thing that could really help with that, but it would also probably hurt Gale and Toto a lot too, so I'm gonna try not to do that thing that I was gonna do. Does Mr. Fisher, has he been beat up at all?
A little bit. Moat got a real big nasty smite on him. But that's it so far.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and everything's immune to fire.
Everything's immune to fire, got it. Okay,
Well, not both fire.
Right. And the mood's fine. Okay. I guess, going off of first priority and instinct, I see Nordo getting pincered here. I'll fly over and try to help out my monk bro.
Monk Bros.
Monk bro.
Nordo's also hasted, though.
While I'm flying over, I'm gonna point over at the pierced one and be like, "Can I kill it? Or should I save it for you?"
I mean, I'm much obliged if it's still here for me to take care of.
Do my best. I'm gonna start attacking the nervous one first, then.
Ooh, yeah, that sinks in. These things are pretty easy to hit. Another 12.
Do a flurry.
For 9 and... Oh,
Aw.
the crit damage for 1 point of damage is the exact 1 point of damage that you needed.
Excellent.
And she is burst into smoke and disappears.
All right, I left the other one up for you. Yeah. That's my turn.
Much obliged.
Alright, that brings us to Moat.
All right, it's a con saving here, yeah.
You
Yes,
skipped Gale just now?
Gale just went right before Vasu.
Oh, okay, I missed it. I'm
It was
sorry.
because Vasu jumped in just now.
Did we have a short rest anytime this
Not yet, no.
session before this battle?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Trying to figure out what my key should be at.
So yeah, Moat, you are overwhelmed by this retching smell. You spend your action retching, but you can still move.
May I inspire that con roll?
Sure.
Perfect.
Yep.
6 and 9.
Hey,
Love it. Okay.
nice.
I will. Okay, I'll fly 20 up to get out of the smoke. Can I see him
Can
from
fly now?
above the smoke?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Boy, oh boy. Okay. I am going to. Alright, sorry. Here's what happens. I fly above the smoke, and then my wings kind of furl out a little bit further, and for my bonus action, I'm going to go and activate Mantle.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to fly down to the other side of this wall, but at his height
Okay.
for my movement. And then I don't have an action, so that should be it.
All right. Excellent. At the end of your turn, kind of whipping out with a crack of lightning over your shoulder, comes this tendril of lightning that reaches for Nordo. Yeah, it's going to reach for Nordo. It is at disadvantage because blind.
It's advantage because reckless, though, so straight roll.
Gotcha. Straight roll. Here we go. Oh,
Oh boy, that'll hit.
for 27, which gets cut in half.
Yeah, so 13.
Yep, 13. And like before, you feel a yank, and I need a strength saving throw.
Look at that.
Oh.
Ooh.
You can feel the heat of this wall of fire that he's trying to pull you into, but you plant your feet and kind of dig into the stone underneath you. And just like before, you were able to hold on.
Nordo looks real bad.
That'll bring us back to the top. King is able to act first.
My initiative is shit this map.
Gale's been on point, like almost all 3 rounds.
No.
2 out of the 3 rounds. At least.
Almost.
18, 8, 18.
Okay, well, for you, it's good. King is going to cunning action dash to get over here. I think he's just going to steal the kill. He doesn't have a whole lot else that he can do from here. Yep, he's going to try anyway. That'll do it. Brings out this double-bladed scythe and just chops through this. And she bursts into black smoke. We'll continue to move over this way. Bonus action. Does he have anything cool for you?
Potion to heal.
It's already used that. Nope. Nothing in his bonus action, so that is it for him, which brings us to Ace.
All right, what is this over here? These just stands?
So yeah, they're balcony seating. It's about 15 feet up to get to the first set of them. And I know it's drawn kind of weird, but like there's a little archway that kind of goes over them.
How high up above the ground is Vasu?
Right now it looks like he's at ground level unless He meant to be a little higher.
Perfect.
I probably at ground level since I had to hit that guy.
Perfect. I'm gonna run over here. Use an action to give Nordo a potion.
Excellent.
So you can go ahead and roll for that if you want. I'll let you do it, so it's not in my hands.
So
So it's just a regular potion, right?
Yeah.
Just regular potion.
2d4
And then I'm
plus
going
2.
to then jump on top of Vasu's shoulder, be like, "Can you get me up there, please?" And that's my entire turn. And then bonus action, hide behind Vasu, I guess.
So to hide behind another creature, you got to be a halfling or have the.
I am
actually
half
set
of his size. Okay,
So
that's fine.
small.
There's a feature for it.
That's fine. Okay, well, I'm gonna give him a potion and then jump on Vasu and then ask Vasu to get me up there. So Nordo, is he? Oh, he's BRB.
I think it's BRB. So if you
I'll
want to
roll
roll,
for
I
it
can,
then. What?
Yeah, I'll add it for
Yeah,
you.
is it 2d4 plus
2.
something?
Yep.
Let's get 6. That's my turn. I'm assuming I can't see anyone.
There's another d4. It's 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, I only rolled 1.
Sure did.
So we
There
get
we go. So 7.
7.
It's something, and then.
I just gave you healing, Nordo.
Yep, you got a
Oh,
healing
sweet.
potion
How much?
From
We already
Ace.
added it.
I already played it for you.
You guys are the best.
As you are over there trying to feed Nordo, another one of these crackling lightning whips comes bursting out through the wall. This time targeted at Ace with disadvantage because it can't see you. Oh,
Oh boy.
Jesus.
Double 20s.
well, so that's another 2d4 plus 2d10. At least the damage is kind of low.
I guess I'll use my reaction to half it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So 25,
what's-
31, 41, so you take 20 points after the halving. And then I need a strength saving throw.
Oh, I'm down. I had 19 health.
Oh, shit. Well, then you fail the strength saving throw. You guys watch as Ace valiantly runs over to feed this health potion to Nordo, gets yanked off by this horrible whip crack of lightning, and then disappears into the wall of fire, and starts to roast.
Oh,
Oh,
god.
Oh fuck.
Oh god.
Whoops. That'll bring us to Gale.
Okay. How far away are the thorns?
How far away are the what?
The thorns.
The thorns. They are about 150 feet to your east.
Okay. Not worth it. I'm gonna shoot quick fingered again.
All right. Uh, 14 good. And then another 16 finishes her off, bursts into black smoke.
Bonus action, I'm gonna have Toto disengage.
All right.
From me that way.
All right. Several of them kind of lash out after you, but he's able to disengage cleanly and makes a break towards the south, kind of passing by this crater where the bones had been excavated. At the end of your turn, there is another crack of lightning towards Nordo. Just a straight roll.
Yep.
25.
25 just hits.
Uh,
Actually, that's not true. It hits.
and then I think that gets resisted down to 11 points of damage.
That looks right. Yep.
And I need a strength saving throw.
Ooh, this potion saved me from being down. I have 2 hit points left.
Oh,
No problem. A life for a life.
Blood for the blood god. Watch me fail the save, though. It's a high DC. It's not that unlikely.
Oh,
God damn.
Oh.
This high DC, you keep
3
shaving
times
on.
I've saved against that now.
Woo! Alright, you feel yourself almost yanked into the same fate as Ace. But you're able to hold strong, dig into the earth, and stay there.
Question.
Yeah.
Boy. Never mind. Disregard.
Alright, that brings us to Moat.
Oh boy. Okay. Shit. I am going to.
Actually, I'm really sorry. Before Moat goes, so I saw Ace get hit by this exact same effect and get like pulled through the fire.
Correct.
Did it seem like it like burnt him as he went through it?
Absolutely.
Like, do I get the feeling like he's has already suffered more damage from being pulled through it?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Disregard.
Okay. I am going to step in. I'm going to pick up Ace and fly back out to like here and drop him between King and myself if I can.
Alright, you're resistant but not immune, right? Or are you immune?
I'm neither.
Oh!
How are you not resistant?
I always forget you took half health. Okay.
Right.
You take 30 points of fire damage as you walk through the wall. This fire licking up and beginning to kind of sear through your armor. The tabard begins to char and blacken as it curls up around the hem. But you do eventually find the crackling feathers of Ace in a ball beginning to kind of curl and dry in this horrid, awful state. And you pull him back through the fire and out towards safety.
Is it possible to drop him? I suppose it doesn't really matter, but behind me, between me and King?
Yeah.
Alright. And then, I'm gonna reach a hand down, touch his poor little bird body.
Rotisserie.
Oh, that's a big old heal. This billowing plume of black smoke just kind of pours itself out of his beak and his nostrils, and he takes a deep breath and is able to catch himself with 33 points of health.
33? That's like that's more than half my health.
Those are Ace's first in-character words coming back.
Alright, anything else, Mo?
Hold on, I have to do some math here to see if I've used all movement yet. Okay, I should have just enough to just come right back to this spot. And I think that's...
It is worth mentioning that when you picked Ace up, he did take another death fail from your Mantle of Flame, but you got him
Yeah, I knew. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. I don't really have anything I can do as a bonus right now, so yeah, I think I'm good.
Alright.
Can he concentrate on 2 spells at once?
It appears that he's able to keep the smoke up and the wall up.
Oh,
Hard to
I'm
tell.
gonna eat your heart, and I'm gonna get that ability.
Anyway.
How much damage did I take? I took 30, right?
30 points of fire.
That's most threatening thing Nomad's ever said.
Fly drops too.
I'm gonna eat your heart.
It gives me no nutritional benefits. That's how angry I am at you.
I'm so mad I'm gonna eat you for no nutritional value. Nomad's up.
He takes a deep breath, and he's going to move like 1 square and take the fire damage again.
So if you move through it, that would count. You bathe in flames for 17 points of health. Should
What's
be
half of 17?
Uh,
No, I'm not. Yeah, that's full health.
are you?
Hey.
You're applying to this to the temp, like the fake health, right?
No, this one uses my normal health.
Oh, does it? Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's what you wrote. So I'm doing it.
Perfect. I should have known.
So I am healing for free because you gave me a firewall. That's fair, yeah. Fourth. But yeah. And then he steps out here, a giant lizard, and then he just poofs back into Nomad. Because what better form than a god? All these.
Oh shit. Fuck, that's a big old hit. Okay, they need an intelligence saving throw.
DC 18.
Oh, spoiler alert. Oh my god,
Oh,
one
one.
actually made it.
The first 3 are stunned. The last one takes half damage. So only 4. That's my mind blast gone for today. Well, for the week, until I eat a new brain and I look over at Mr. Fisher over there.
Spoiler alert, he's a demon, so he's just gonna poof. Or not poof, but melt back to hell.
We'll see how slow.
Alright, anything else?
That's my turn.
Oh boy. Well, there's a lot of you right there.
But doesn't he want his precious boat?
I want that boat, Flick. You can stop all of this, but you're running out of time. He is going to emerge from the wall of flame, just enough to cast his hands out towards all 5 of you. And I need
He doesn't have to do that.
He kind of does. You can change
It's
my
a
mind.
big AoE.
You can change my mind, Flick. And I need dexterity saving throws from all 5 of you.
Do the thing, do the thing. Is he casting a spell?
He is casting a spell.
I am going.
Does Nordo counter
Do
spell?
you have counter spell?
Yeah.
What in the Oh!
So, Nordo closes his eyes and just reaches into his pocket almost instinctively looking for his health potion. And instead pulls out his tiny little maze book from the Tooth Fairy place. And the guy just disappears.
Holy fuck, I knew this would come back to haunt me. Yeah, you guys watch as these flames begin to wreathe themselves around his wrists and fire tips. They begin to belch forward into a cone, and just like that, there's a blink, and he disappears for a moment.
Oh.
And that brings us to Flick.
Nordo opens his eyes and is like, where'd he go?
You're all dead.
Well, now what do I do
God,
with
that
my
was
giant rock?
that was such good damage too.
Yep, 40.
I try not to play adversarially as a DM, but that was probably going to be
Oh,
one of the most
Do that.
right. Like that was going to be one of the most critical spells that I think any of my bosses had gotten off.
Yeah, I know eventually I'll be like, man, I wish I wouldn't have used that thing. But I think that was a pretty good use.
Too, if you would have went back down.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, me and Ace would be down.
I would have been fine. I could have used my my halving thing.
All right.
shh. Well, fuck.
Flick, so you've been at the doorway. There's a line of sight from you to the doorway this time. You can see everything that's happening. You don't know for sure where he went, but you did see that he was interrupted in the middle of a spell and just blinked out of existence.
Well, I'm gonna do a confused dumb monkey thing and stick my head in. Well, there's fire. I shouldn't do that. Can I climb up here with my climb speed while holding the rock?
So there's like a wall. Like this is the inside of the building. It's not
Okay.
it's not open air.
Oh, right.
Right, like there is a ceiling. This opening is plenty big enough for you to get through, though.
Fine. We'll
Alternatively, you could
dash
just try
over
to punch
there.
a hole through it.
That sounds more fun. Let's punch a hole through it.
All right.
And you just jump over it, or is this like? Oh,
There-
it's not
It's
open.
got
It's not. Yeah, it's got a
open air.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Give me an athletics check to just try to like brute force your way through the ruins.
Okay. I have a +9 currently. So add 7 to whatever this is.
11.
Oh, come on, Flick. Come on.
Flick gets one taste of what it feels like to have muscles, and it goes straight to his tiny little monkey head. He believes that he can just walk through walls, and unfortunately he charges headlong into this wall, but is met with stone that pushes back. It cracks a little bit, and you all hear something large impact the outside of this wall, but you are not able to get inside through this doorway.
Fine, I'll walk around like a normal person. A dash, I should be able to get to here.
Yep, that should be plenty. I think they've got like a pace 40 or something crazy.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to Vasu.
Okay. Had like 3 different plans for a turn in mind before he disappeared wherever the fuck he went to. Vasu looks confused. How tall is this wall of fire?
20 feet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking fly over it and get over to the other side of it.
Some stunned creatures here for you.
Yeah. Can I get over there? Shit.
You're a monk.
I
Is that a
totally,
question?
I totally can. Yeah, I'm gonna fly over here. Right next to Nomad. He'd be like, hey,
Hello,
thanks for
friend.
lining them all up for me.
You are welcome.
Let's start wailing on them. We'll do the clever one first.
$28.
Slam's in for 8, and then another 11 for 19 total.
And I'm gonna keep kicking.
23 for another 10. And
Flurry.
once again, the crit is what you needed, and it bursts into smoke.
Excellent work.
Yeah, you know, I do my best.
Alright, anything else?
No.
Alright, these things pop out of their stun, get some rebound points. The one that was active, oh boy, it sees Toto running off into the distance. Shit, it needs that eye. Yeah, it's gonna dash. So it dashes 30, 60, which I don't think actually keeps up with Toto. What is Toto's speed?
45, I believe.
Oh shit. Oh right, he had to disengage. Okay, so it probably, yeah, it would catch up for now, but if they both start dashing, then they won't.
Yeah, that's literally where he is. So
Okay, excellent. So it catches right up, and it'll kind of like wrap around to the front. Let me just reveal a little more. But it did have to dash to get there. Which brings us back up to Nordo.
Okay.
I have a
Take
question.
Yeah, what's up?
So, if I have a thing that increases my unarmed range by 10 feet, that means I could effectively attack from 15 feet.
Correct.
Okay, then it definitely leaves my range as it's trying to run, so I'm gonna Sentinel attack this
Oh,
bitch.
yeah, go for it.
Vasu just like kinda still riding the same spin from kicking the last one into smoke. I just lash out with some flame to trip her up.
That hits, and she is stopped in her tracks, unable to give pursuit. Alright, oh yeah, back up to Nordo.
Yeah. Do I take wound damage like at the top of my turn?
Yes, you do. You take 3 points of damage this time.
All unconscious.
Did the firewall not banish when that guy was banished?
Didn't seem to.
Nah. Even the smoke is still there.
Yep. Alright. You can still give me a death save if you want. Anytime two things happen at the same time, you get to choose what order they happen in. So unless you would rather not make a death save yet. But I assume you want
I'll
to.
take it. So 1 success.
Cool. And that brings us back to the top. Vasu, first act. God, he's not gonna
Okay,
die forever, is he?
No. He's second to last this round.
See three targets right there, and the big guy is not back yet. Fuck it, let's do the cool new thing. Vasu's gonna take in a deep breath and take kind of like a wide stance. And when he exhales, he does like the fucking Bruce Lee 1-inch punch toward this
Yes.
group of temptresses.
Yeah. I think-
And as he does, they all need to make Constitution saving throws.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I think Nomad is in initiative.
Yeah, what the fuck? Oh, right, it's because we brought out the new thing. Here, go ahead and
Yeah.
let me do this real quick.
That control.
There we
Wish me pluck. Oh, there you go. 15.
go. Okay, Constitution saving throws. We'll go top to bottom.
Damn, Mo, you're right. Your initiatives are garbage currently.
All
Or
right.
is that because you're gorilla initiative currently?
Top one saves.
Yeah, top one saves. I don't have this built in all the way, but I'm casting Shatter.
All right, so 6 for the top. And 13 for the other two.
DC is 16 right now, so yeah, just the top one saves.
Vasu's shattering, Nordo's counterspelling. Brave New World.
Right? What the hell's going on?
The shit's going
Also
on,
wild,
fellas.
The dragon.
All right, anything else?
I attempted an athletics check.
Flicks a gorilla.
Really hoping that would do more damage.
I feel you.
Nah, I'm gonna hold him.
All right. At the end of your turn, they're each going to spend a rebound point to sling some hair at you.
But I'll do that.
These
Gross.
sharp, needly hair points all lash out and try to dig in on Vasu. Both missing terribly.
I deflect both of them with my fist.